Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is Saturday, and we are playing a little bit more Ace Attorney Investigations, Prosecutor's Path. So, the last time that we played, we finished the first chapter, and, yeah, the president of Zengfa was nearly assassinated. So that was fun. So I have no idea what the next thing is going to end up being. I know that, well, we know that the entire thing involved with the assassination was supposed to be a fake, and then it turned out someone actually wanted to kill the president. Uh-oh. So that's a little bit scary. But anyways, I don't know what the next chapters will hold, or what new characters are going to face, but I do know that we're at least going to run into one, based off the fact that there was a brand new silhouette that I did not recognize. So let's just go ahead and dive directly into that one, shall we? So let me just move over to the game window. Good to go. Is my controller working? Oh, right. I hate the fact that I need to be selected on the window in order to use the controller. I don't know. There's something very off about that. I don't know how I'm going to feel once I move back over to using the 3DS, because like that, I'm so used to the 3DS being its own individual set of controls and screens and just... Anyways. So yeah, we got a new chapter. This was the last one, Turnabout Target. Episode 2, The Imprisoned Turnabout. I'm curious. Ooh. Cutscenes in what appears to be a desolate town. Wait, no, those are prison cells. It almost looked like awnings. Oh dear. That was kind of stealthy. Oh, shit! Alright, wow. Hardly knew ye. Cool. Wow. So, weird. Flickery lights. Yeah, hear those sleigh bells ringling, ring, ting, tingling, too. And a dog. Oh, Jesus. Great. Well, all right. I don't know what any of that means, but I get it'll make sense a little bit later. Oh, hey, this is we actually see the full scope of the entire detention, like you know, the detention investigative area. Fun. Anyway. March 27th, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. He's not coming. He's not coming, sir. How long does he intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth, there's no need to get your cravat in a twist. Ethan Rook's murder. 2 days after the incident, we visited the detention center. Naturally, we were hoping to meet with the defendant, Horace Knightley. His trial was set to begin the next day, with me serving as the prosecutor. Still, he is rather late. You there? Do you know what's going on? It is certainly strange. I'll try calling him once more. Oh, it's terrible. What? It's Knightley. He's been murdered. What? What did you say? Murdered? Inside the detention center? Mr. Edgeworth, let's go check it out. You there, take us to the crime scene post-haste. Yes, sir. Off we go. I think the audio is working, so that'll do it. Knightley's not in his cell? I thought he was being held there. What are you doing, sir? This way. Whoa, where are you taking us, pal? This door is the... it's the prison. Prison? Then what were the small rooms back there? Those cells were just past part of the detention center. They're used for holding suspects temporarily while they await their trial. What lies ahead is a facility that serves a completely different purpose. This is where criminals who have been declared guilty serve out their sentence, pal. It is the one place a great thief does not want to end up, Kay. I'm opening the door now. Please follow me. Take note, little missy. Do not find yourself here. God damn it. Oh, boy. Why? Blanket. Why? There's no mistaking it. Knightley's dead. And it looks like there's chest next to him. This game and its theming. Moreover, he was murdered inside the prison walls. How exactly did this happen? March 27th, 10:32 a.m. Do we need another timestamp? I can't believe something like this would happen to Mr. Knightley. Yes, I can't believe it either. But the scene you see before you is the unmistakable reality. Besides, wasn't Mr. Knightley supposed to be in the detention center? Indeed, he was. Knightley hadn't had his trial yet. Before a suspect is found guilty, they're detained in the detention center's holding cells. They only enter the prison after they have received a guilty verdict. Knightley should not have been moved in here. Do you think he passed through those giant doors that we went through earlier, sir? Perhaps. Is there a back door to a giant detention center? Huge metal doors and a long passageway separate the prison and the detention center. As a suspect, Knightley wouldn't have been able to pass through. Alright then. I feel like this is some kind of a sham, a setup. What happened to Knightley? In order to solve this mystery, we must first investigate the crime scene. And there is a lot of random nonsense going in this. So you got random, like, winches, what appears to be... well, probably a dog's collar, based on what we know. This section of the room is covered in dirt. The dirt is soft and has footprints on it, sir. There are too many footprints. It won't be easy to identify them all. Until the forensics arrive, we probably shouldn't tamper with this area. Detective, please, don't trip and fall in the dirt. I'll be careful, sir. I don't want to get my favorite coat dirty. I'm more worried that you'll mess up the footprints. I'm more worried he's gonna go to jail. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop. No. What we got here? Ooh, is that a whip? We won't rest until we've stolen every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Indeed. This is quite a large area to investigate. Press the Y button to switch screens. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay, again, hook. It's a pulley. Is that used for prison labor too? It looks like it. There's something I want to ask you. Don't even think about dangling on the hook. Dad, how'd you know that's what I wanted to do? Somehow I had a feeling. Regular Maya. Regular Maya. We got a cage back here. Can we examine that? It's a cage inside the cage that is the prison. It's like cageception. I believe the correct term is prison cell. They're the same thing. You need to look more at the essence of things. Actually, it's more important to get the correct information. That sounds a little bit like our ladder for the game. Right, so we got rope. There was a rope near the body as well. By the way, my special talent. If it's about rope escapes, there's no need for that now. Does she want to show it off that badly? Cloth? Those are some colorful sheets. Noted. They're the most eye-catching thing in this room. They don't fit in with the prison. There's a whip placed on top of the sheets. It reminds me of the whip lady. Maybe she left her whip here? I doubt she'd ever leave her whip behind. No, certainly not. Maybe it's a spare in case she has to come back here and whip one of the prisoners. It's a pulley. Okay, yeah, that's just another shot of the pulley. Well, that would be... I mean, unless there's some specific stuff involved with the stuff back here, but that does not look like it. So, I'm gonna say that's everything here. Anything to do with the grate? Anything to do with the signs? No. Let me talk to the guard. I don't know. Is there anything out of place? Yes, sir. If I had to say... What is it? There's a dead body over there. Yeah, I would assume so, yeah. Yep, that's definitely out of place. If you notice anything else out of place, please be sure to tell me. Jesus, try not to get your spittle on me. This appears to be some kind of a vat for mixing, like, water and chemicals. Ah, wash basin, yeah. There's a wash basin over here. Are there any clues that could be useful to this case? I don't smell any sign of treasure. I'm searching for clues here, not treasure. But clues can be treasure in our case. Nothing with the shelf. Can't look at the pulley directly. We can take a look at these. There are a bunch of strange tools here. I don't see anything out of place. I'm kind of picking up the scent of animals. Do you have a special smelling abilities or something? No, it's just a feeling. But I can smell the scent of treasure. Remind me to look up... Wait, to lock up all of my valuables in a safe. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I wouldn't steal your valuables. So you would steal someone else's valuables? Yes. Okay, maybe this stuff down here. Okay, that's just about the strange tools. I thought maybe since they had bottles on them it would be different, but never mind. Okay, let's actually take a look at the main part here. Horace Knightley, murdered right before his trial. Let me take a closer look. Alright, I won't rest until I've inspected every single literature. What's this? Mr. Edgeworth has something similar in his office. It's a portable chessboard. It was probably the victim's. Mr. Knightley enjoyed chess, right? He was probably using it to pass time in the detention center. Playing chess with himself. Boy, that's boring. Okay, then we got this stuff. He's covered with a dirty sheet. There's a rope on top of the sheet. Is Knightley tied up with this rope? Who tied him up? Why? I know that some prisons can be horrible, but... Let's take a look under the sheet. We might be able to find something. What? Yikes! The sheet is bright red! Oh, yeah, more blood. These appear to be blood stains. So, it was either... Because there's a lot of blood coming from his neck. And there's a whole lot of blood on the sheet. So it's either... there's some more blood coming from his foot for some reason. Or that this thing was once wrapped up around his head. Possibly. We still might be able to find something. Let's search this area a little more closely. I will in just a sec. Let's look at... glove. This is a rubber glove. Yes, there's no mistake. It's a rubber glove. How come there's only one? Let me take a closer look. Ooh, yes. So what are the buttons for the wheelie bits? It doesn't look like there are any. Although I can use my mouse to just move the wheelie bits. Oh, hello. The fingers of the gloves are covered in blood. This glove was dropped after the pool of blood formed. Why's that? If it was on the floor before the pool of blood had formed, the blood would have formed an outline around the glove. Oh, I see. The blood would have only gotten on the edges of the glove. This glove was discarded after it was covered in blood. That must mean the killer left it behind. Indeed. It's highly probable. At the very least, the person who dropped this saw the body. Okay, so we've got perhaps another person involved here, or it's the same person except very klutzy. You there! Yo, what is it, sir? Do you recognize this glove? Yes, sir. The inmates use these for prison labors. That's odd. Rubber gloves are usually kept in the inmates' rooms. They are strictly regulated, so you can't just take them out. Indeed. There are no signs of any other rubber gloves in this room. Okay, then. Noting that one. So, gloves. I guess I'll look at the thing now. Yikes, the sheet is bright red! Really is bright red, sir. Good. You both can discern colors. That is a miracle. These appear to be bloodstains. A rope and a bloody sheet. There might be something else. Yes, let me check the area again in case I overlooked something. Oh, right. Yeah, I haven't overlooked anything. His bloody neck. Oh, the blood from his neck has stained his brace bright red. The cause of death was most likely from his neck wound. He probably died instantly. We can only hope. He couldn't even cry out in pain. There are small bumps on his head. Are those bruises? Maybe after he was stabbed in the neck, he fell back and hit his head? I wonder. At this point in time, there are too many unknowns. Kay, do you have your digital camera with you? I'd like the detective to take a photo of the body. Would you let him borrow it? Sure thing. Here, Gummy. Thanks, Bo. All right, I'm taking the picture, sir. Snippity snap. Still, he's wearing some awfully dirty clothes. There appears to be dirt stains in several places. Okay, so my guess is that he was playing around in the dirt trough. He's wearing those clothes even though they're dirty? He's just like me, sir! Absolutely nothing like you, sir. Detective, I hope you realize that not everyone shares your lack of hygiene. I mean, we could look at his tie. Okay, nope. That is about the neck. I wonder if maybe there's something with his hand. Because it looks like one part of his hand, like his shirt was undone by that one hand that's open. Oh yeah, he's got a thing in his hand. There's something on his finger. Let's have a closer look. A ring of some kind. Oh, it looks like an expensive ring. Don't steal it! What? I didn't do anything yet. Okay, well it didn't tell, it didn't note that down. Maybe it's a red herring, I don't know. Still the stuff by the blood neck. Again, why? There was some kind of a struggle involving with his right arm, so what the heck happened? Can I look at his head? No? Oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff that leads right back to his neck brace. Okay, I think I've had enough of that. Do I now just mix logic together? Very colorful and stand out in a room. What are they used for? The blood stains appear to belong to the victim. It has a colorful pattern. Can we connect these things and just say, like, they're one and the same kind of sheet, so they probably got the sheet from the same place. I don't know. Yes, okay. The sheets stacked here have a very distinctive pattern. Stripes? I mean, I guess. Stripes and colors? It's not very distinctive. I guess distinctive within a person, that's for sure. It's the same as the bloodstained sheet. That's right, Kay. Don't steal my lines like that. Mr. Edgeworth, you shouldn't get caught off guard like that. I'll never lose my edge as the great thief. I thought she was on hiatus. Okay. So distinctive sheets found in this room, and they were used to clean up blood. Gotcha. Well, we've collected quite a bit of evidence. With the three of us here, it's a piece of cake. Right, Gummy? That's right, pal. We're the invincible trio. It's too early to start celebrating. There's still something we haven't found yet. Yeah, what haven't we found yet, sir? What is missing from the crime scene? I haven't really found the murder weapon at all. I mean, there could be footprints in the dirt. And definitely bloodstains, so yeah, I don't know how he was killed. The murder weapon that took the victim's life has not been found yet. Now that you mention it, you're absolutely right, sir. Detective, get your act together. Isn't that the most basic of the basics? I'm sorry, sir. Don't worry about it, Gummy. I didn't notice it either. Well, you are not a prime detective that's been in the business for 7 years, madam. That's not much of a consolation. In this prison, dangerous objects that could be used as weapons are strictly regulated. It'd be quite dangerous if the inmates got their hands on them. Obtaining a murder weapon and carrying it around is not an easy task.
I see, you have a point.
What was the murder weapon? And where did it go? That could be the key to solving this case. Did somebody dissolve it in the water basin?
Huh, the visitor's here already.
Oh, hey! Who the heck are you?
Sorry to barge in like this. Is this the crime scene?
You're...
Huh? You? Aren't you? That piercing gaze. That furrowed brow.
It has been a long time. Mr. Shields, I've never seen it before.
Yes, that frilly thing around your neck and that stiff greeting. There's no doubt about it. Prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Fancy meeting you here. Not quite.
What are you saying, pal? Mr. Edgeworth's not the old man. Detective, it's fine.
Oh, it's you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I thought you looked a bit young. You two are so similar. Looks like your Uncle Ray got you two mixed up again.
Uncle? Neat.
Excuse me. So we've got... what kind of relations are we talking? How far off, Uncle?
You never change. How many years has it been since we last saw each other?
I've already forgotten. Your Uncle Ray has been overseas these past few years. But you know, there's something I still haven't forgotten. About you. And your betrayal.
Ooh, juicy stuff. Background.
I'm getting some bad vibes over here. Do you know this guy, Mr. Edgeworth?
Allow me to introduce him to you. Raymond Shields, attorney at law.
Ooh. What kind of attorney are we talking? Ace Attorney Ray Shields at your service. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I love all these air quotes.
I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir.
Kay Faraday, nice to meet you. I'm a great thief. Don't say that shit. But I'm currently on hiatus. Great thief? Well, that sounds romantic. How wonderful. Oh, Mr. Shields, you get it, right? I'm currently recruiting new members. The registration forms are easy to fill out. Weren't you looking for females? Unless he is somehow a very, very in disguise female, I think you've got a dead end. Ha, splendid. Uncle Ray would love to join your little gang. I'm sorry, but we're only accepting bright, cheerful, and energetic girls. I see. That's too bad. Well, how about a hug then, as a sign of affection? No. Good answer. I guess not. This isn't Europe after all.
Mr. Shields, what are you doing here?
Nope. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Preventing the attorney from investigating the crime scene is the Von Karma way, isn't it? Shut your face.
Hey, you've been going on about Von Karma and Von Karma that. What's your problem, pal? Detective! Restrain yourself. This can't be helped. Mr. Shields, are you the defense attorney for Horace Knightley?
That's right. Or should I say, I was his defense attorney.
Mr. Shields is the defense attorney. If Knightley had not been murdered, I would have been going up against him in court. I should listen to what he has to say.
The plot thickens very, very much. Also, his blood is thickening. Can we get somebody down here? So, how's the defense business nowadays? I don't know. It's been a while since I've been anywhere around it.
Since you received the request to represent the victim, that must mean...
Yeah, your Uncle Ray was supposed to meet with Knightley Boy.
As was I. I had planned to meet with him, but then we heard the report of the dead body.
Shrug. I even brought him a California roll.
Mr. Shields, you can't bring food into the detention center.
Is that right? Well then, would you like it?
No thanks.
Still, to think that Prosecutor Edgeworth actually meets with the defendants. All defendants are guilty. Wasn't that the Von Karma way?
Boy, you are holding that shit above his head like some horrible omen. That is a thing of the past.
Is that right? So, you sure you don't want it?
I told you I don't want it. Absolutely not hungry. There's a dead man in here. Did you meet with Knightley?
We met yesterday. They called me over as soon as Knightley boy was arrested. He was being quite hostile. Oh, yeah, he mentioned you. He talked about how you interfered with his plans.
He probably said some nasty things about me. Even if he hates me, I'm fine with it.
Man, the two of us had a great time talking about you.
Mr. Shields, you also talked about me?
I frequent the visitor's room here quite often. It's been a while since I had such a good time. So you're a regular at this prison? No, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not here as an inmate. I'm here to visit an old acquaintance of mine. We usually meet in the visitor's room, but I've also been in here before.
Then I should ask him about this room.
Ooh, yeah, maybe he knows some stuff that's inconsistent about the place.
This room was where the body was found. Do you know anything about it?
Ah, this room, eh? Here's a pop quiz for a prodigy prosecutor, air quote. Which of these three is the name of this room? Shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not the morgue. Well, alright, so we got ourselves a cage, pulley, place to put... I feel like this would probably be the lecture room or something. The lecture room?
So they tied up Knightley boy and lectured him to death? As expected of Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sure have an eye for the details. Well, let's reveal the correct answer. Prosecutor Edgeworth's answer is... Wrong! The correct answer is the workroom.
So it's not even right, and none of them were right. Fuck you, buddy. All three choices were wrong. I hate it when he does that.
The inmates carry out various kinds of prison labor in here. It also serves as a rehab program, allowing them to receive job training in prison.
So, how did they monitor this room? Who's in charge of the keys to the entrance?
Prosecutor Edgeworth. Even your Uncle Ray doesn't have all the answers. Hey, you there. Could you tell us? Yes, sir. This room doesn't use any locks and keys. Instead of locks, the doors are equipped with sensors.
What do you mean by that?
All the prison inmates are wearing electronic bracelets. When a bracelet passes through the door, it activates the sensor and... Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. An alarm will sound. After a certain amount of time has passed, the bracelet will emit a painful shock. Holy crap. If the bracelets are tampered with, it'll emit an electric shock 3 times more powerful.
That's terrifying. It's to ensure that the inmates follow the rules, although it seems a bit harsh.
That's why whenever an inmate goes through a door, the guard has to accompany them. To deactivate the sensor first. And that's that.
Did any of the inmates use this workroom today?
In the past few days, no one has used the room, I'm sure of it.
So not one inmate has entered this room today. Okay, well, clearly that is a lie. We need to figure out who exactly did. If that's the case, it raises a contradiction with the crime scene. There is something in this crime scene that should not exist.
Oh. Interesting.
I will use my powers of deduction and inspect the crime scene again.
Alright, well, I'm taking a guess. The hint was that it has something to do with whatever the heck's over here.
Inspected suspicious nook cranny. Alright. I guess it would probably be the glove, considering the fact that only inmates could have possibly brought it in here, right? So somehow an inmate did make it in here. Yeah, sound alarm response to prisoner's bracelet. What's installed in the door, workroom. Let's, is this the right piece of evidence? Probably is. Let's try it. The inmates cannot freely enter this room, as they're wearing bracelets that set off the sensors. According to the guard, it seems that no inmates were scheduled to enter this room today. However, a rubber glove used by the inmates was left in here. That is a direct contradiction. Then who left the rubber glove in here, sir? I don't know. Yet. However, it seems that this rubber glove is connected to our case. Whoopity whoop. Well, that worked out pretty good. Guard, aside from the inmates and prison guards, does anyone else have access to this room?
Oh, well, this is a prison facility after all. Only inmates and prison guards come here.
Mr. Shields?
What are you saying? There are others that come in here. Aside from inmates and prison guards, there's certain things that can enter this room.
Are you talking about them? But they're... You're talking about dogs? Mr. Shields, what are these things you speak of?
It should be obvious. You came all the way here without seeing one, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Usually you can find them walking around the prison facility. Well, you'll see once you'll leave this room, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Hey, you're just saying that to get Mr. Edgeworth to leave, pal.
Hey, whoa, what now? You don't you trust me? Mr. Detective, you have a big body but a small mind.
That isn't the understatement of the entire freaking existence of mankind. What did you say, pal? Detective Gumshoe! Sorry, sir.
Come on, follow me. I'll show you what Uncle Ray has been talking about.
Again, puppies. March 27th, 11:06 a.m., prison hallway.
This place is a little different from your normal prison. There are more than just the prisoners and guards living here.
Animals.
Yep, animals. According to the guard. They introduced animal therapy here several years ago. Each prisoner is assigned one animal. In other words, they receive a pet partner. Ah, that seems kind of fun. Plus, learning to take care of the pet is a great qualification to have. Oh, so you mean that workroom? Yep, that's where the prisoners practice taking care of their pets.
Noteworthy. That explains a lot of the elements in there, like a cage and a place to put somebody in, chain something up in dirt. And also all of the straps and weird things and tables. Yep. So then the thing you mentioned that could enter the crime scene is...
Right, these animals.
But that doesn't make any sense, pal! Why would an animal leave behind a rubber glove?
Quite right. But the fact remains that they could have entered the crime scene.
Mr. Edgeworth, can you please talk some sense into this man? Mr. Shields, are the animals allowed to go wherever they please?
Most of the doors in this prison are fitted with sensors. The sensors not only sound an alarm in response to the prisoner's bracelets, they also respond to the animal's microchip and open the doors. What the fuck? No, wait, that seems like a huge security breach. So you could technically, if you had access to the animal, you could just follow them in. I suppose the bracelet would also go off at the same time. Okay, never mind. Microchip? It's like a tiny machine embedded under the animal's skin. All it takes is a simple injection, and the microchip's inserted.
What? That sounds painful.
I've heard it's not that painful. But anyway, since the animals aren't criminals, they are allowed to move around freely.
How ironic. The ones with the most freedom in the prison are the animals. Horrible debauchery. But still, they can't go out of the prison. Prison's entrance does not have a sensor. Oh! Oh, there's the bell. What's that? Is that a bell? What's that? Oh, doggy! You seem freaked out by him. What's this? This dog? It has a bell in its collar. Was this the sound that we heard earlier? Hey, whatever. I'm just visiting. I'm not here to hurt anything. Leave me be. Oh dear. No. Stop. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, why are you glaring at each other? I mustn't lose. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not good with dogs, are you, sir? I'll tame that dog myself. Yeah, boy. Please don't get bitten, Gumshoe. Nope, dog, don't give a shit. You completely ignored me, sir. Compared to the other animals, there's something different about this one. I'm sensing a great hostility towards me only, I would say. I mean, it is kind of funny, just like, there are some animals out there that have special dispositions based off of people. Also, there are some people that just straight up, they're really good with animals. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm amazing with them, but I'm a lot better than a few people who just, they freak out dogs whenever, like, they come by. Maybe it has something to do with just, your size, or maybe just facial hair, how intimidating you look. I am not an intimidating person. Well, now that I've introduced you to the animals, what's next on the agenda? Oh, of course! We question those related to the case, pal. Do we question the animals? Yes, we should gather information about the state of things where the body was discovered. When the body was discovered, rather. We'll start with... You in that cell! Tell us what you know! He seems kind of sad. And wrinkly. He's completely ignoring me, sir. You there? Do you know anything about the incident? He's scary. Don't be so cold. Come on, you can talk to us. How about an introductory hug? It's time. What? Who the heck are you? What was that? Sorry, was Uncle Ray's joke a little too much? Holy shit! Boxer! Exercise time! This man is clearly odd. I need to get some answers from him. Your name is... Me? I'm prisoner number D259, J. Albert. Gotta raise my metabolism. I can't let my muscles rest. Muscles aside, it looks like you've got a lot of weight. Well, you've lost a lot of weight. And you're also carrying around what appears to be... Well, it looks like a dog, but it almost looks like a polar bear. Have the matches won even before it has begun. Yeah, gotta make that weight limit. Are you entering some kind of tournament? Oh, perhaps a boxer? Yeah, I'm a former boxer, but exercise is just a hobby of mine. Well then, sure looks like the bear's hobby too. He hangs on like an apron, so cute. This is Rocky the polar bear. He's my partner. How'd you get a polar bear in here? Aren't they endangered now? He's loosened his tongue. Maybe we can try asking him now. Where were you and Rocky at the time of the incident? I don't know anything. I got nothing to say to you. That's for me to decide. Now, answer the question. Didn't I just tell you? I know nothing. He has no intention of talking. In that case, you've got no choice but to use that. Ah, yes. Yes, if he insists he has nothing to do with this, we'll just have to prove there's a connection. Mr. Elbert, by all means, you will tell us what you know. Would you like to play a nice game of chess? Now, let's analyze the situation. A fighting stance. Seems that he has become agitated. In these circumstances, a direct confrontation would be pointless. When my opponent becomes agitated, I should calmly wait and see. When I see an opening, I will not hold back. Now, let's question him about his knowledge of the incident. To start with, I'll ask about his movements today. I'll have to tire him out before the sound of the bell. Alright, lots of chess. Can you tell me what you have done today? Answer me!
Duh. If you want to fight with me, get into your fighting stance.
No. Stop being a lunatic and actually have a conversation.
What? Are you throwing in the towel already?
This is not a fist fight. Welcome to the war that is chess. By the way, hasn't all that moving around tired you out?
Don't underestimate my stamina. You want to test me with that body of yours?
I don't want to be his opponent. No.
I ain't tired at all. Well, first off, I held back in my training today. I just stayed quiet in my cell.
Quietly? Then what's with all that sweat?
Buzz off. That's all I've got to say. I'm getting a little tired.
He seems to be pretty chill right now. You're a well-trained boxer. However, you need more practice in the art of lying. Getting a little tired? That's not possible! You said that you stayed quietly in your cell just a moment ago!
Rocky, looks like this is going to be a tough opponent.
Oh. Shackles are coming off. Good God. Yeah, chill out, little Mac. This man looks like he's still hiding something. Next, I'll ask him about the time of the incident. I do not need to use fists. My words alone are enough for a KO. Did you notice any? Let's ask this one. When the incident occurred, did you notice anything unusual about the prison?
Huh?
I think I'm just gonna let him think.
If you don't want to fight, get out of the ring.
I was too passive. Shit. When he gets worked up, he enters his fighting stance. During those times, I should calmly wait and see, and strike when he drops his guard. Okay. Do you notice anything during the incident? Ah. Haven't you realized it yet? I have you cornered.
Rocky, you hearing this? I got no time for jibber jabber. Want to eat a knuckle sandwich?
That was a wasted remark. I feel like this is probably not the right string of logic I'm trying to follow. Let's try the first one. Do you recall what you were doing at the time of the incident?
Sleeping. Rocky was too.
The incident happened just a few moments ago. You look wide awake to me. I mean, he's got a lot of adrenaline pumping through him, so... yeah, I'm gonna let you just punch it out.
Muscles strengthen while they're rested. Sleep is important.
Well then, I'm sorry to have woken you. Rest is a part of training, right?
Oh. So you get it after all? Not bad, Mr. Prosecutor.
Wait, how did you know I was a prosecutor? Oh, I don't recall ever introducing myself as a prosecutor. How did you know?
That's...
The conversation we had when we first entered this room. Were you by any chance eavesdropping on us? In that case, there's no way you could have been asleep. You lied to us!
You got me there. You pack a nice punch. Yeah, I lied about sleeping. So what? I was just exercising in this room. You got a problem with that?
Well, I now know he was awake. I should remember this clue. When the incident occurred, did you notice anything unusual about the prison? Answer the question! What was the situation like at the time of the incident?
Sorry, but I got no answers for you. I was asleep then. Rocky was too.
Let's try using that clue. Stop telling such an obvious lie. Didn't you admit it earlier? You were exercising! Haha!
Looks like I just ate a counter.
Your back's against the ropes, and there's no way out. Just confess already.
Hey, quiet down a bit. If outsiders like you make a racket, you'll frighten the animals again.
What do you mean by again? You've been persistent. However, I'm afraid you're about to hit the mat. You said again just now. Did something happen earlier? To frighten the animals? Bingo!
Damn it! How could I have gotten sucker punched like that? Yeah, there was this great scream back then. It startled the animals. Dang, I would have never lost in a real ring.
Checkmate. I like logic chess. Slowly I'm starting to kind of work my way around it. It's like, this actually feels like a superpower. And not some bullshit. It's like, hey, I can combine clues. Whoa. I believe this proves that you do know something about this case.
Damn. Okay, I'll talk.
You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! Don't lose focus, Kay. The real game has just begun. Oh, hi. What are you doing?
Let's just stop for a moment. Uncle Ray's got one important thing to say. It must be fate that has brought us together after all these years. I have received the opportunity to observe your skills carefully, and I'll be giving a detailed report to that person about how much you've grown.
That person?
Who is that person? You didn't know? Truth is.
This doesn't concern Kay. She doesn't need to know.
Whoa, you scared me. Don't get so worked up. Oh.
You can do what you like. It doesn't matter to me.
How you been leading your life ever since you were tainted by the Von Karma way? I'm sure that person will be interested. I feel it's my duty to report it to him. Meh. I'll expose your mistakes here. I won't let you disappoint him any further.
Mr. Edgeworth, just what are you guys talking about? Don't concern yourself with it. Our only opponent now is Elbert.
Is it? I don't know. Kind of want to know what this person is.
If you're planning on voicing, I mean, okay, he said words in reference to, you know, you don't want him to know, but he referenced Von Karma, so I don't think it would be I don't think it's Manfred Von Karma. So who the heck's above? I mean, is it the head of the prosecutor's office? I don't freaking know. Well then, let's hear about it. What do you know about the case?
You're gonna be sorry.
Alright, more battles of wits.
Recreation time ended around 10 a.m. I returned to this room and went straight to my training. Just as I counted to 2, I heard a voice shout out, I've been stabbed! It sounded like someone in pain, calling out for help, but I couldn't do anything since I was locked up in my cell, so I went back to my training.
That's odd. You really weren't bothered by that shout? Especially if it was that specific. Oh god, I've been stabbed!
Welcome to prison. Even if I was, there was nothing I could do.
Look out for number one. Look out for number one before you look out for others. That's the basic rule in prison.
Indeed. Even if he wanted to take a look, he'd still be locked in a cell.
Is all that training equipment yours? You seem to have quite a collection. I get that from the supplier.
Supplier?
You can get just about anything if you put in an order. It's our secret shop.
Ah, that's quite convenient. So, if Uncle Ray wanted to...
In that case, you should order a book on how to give testimony. Because I'm going to knock you down for the count in one hit. Jesus. I am not used to the idea of hearing, euphemisms involved with boxing while I'm playing Ace Attorney. You gonna KO me? Stop kidding around.
Hey, don't annoy your Uncle Ray.
Alright. So real quick, just because we're doing fine. Saves. Alright.
Recreation time ended around 10 a.m.
Recreation time. There are people from the outside who come here and sing and dance and entertain the people on the inside.
That's great! That does sound like fun.
And you participated in this event? There are a few opportunities to mingle with the outsiders. After recreation time ended, I returned to this room and went straight to my training. So what exactly does your training entail? To build up stamina and rhythm, I jump rope.
What? In such a small room? Isn't that dangerous for Mr. Bear? Rocky?
Rocky's a smart one. When he sees me grab the rope, he clings to my chest. You're able to jump rope while holding a bear? He's a weight I'll gladly bear, Rocky's my best partner. So today I start my jump rope routine as usual. However, just as I counted to 2, I heard a voice shout out, I've been stabbed! Oh, shoot. Wait. Go back. Arg, I've been stabbed. Wow. Could you describe that voice for me? It was the voice of someone whose life was in peril. I could tell.
Really? That's no laughing matter.
And this voice, you heard it quite clearly? You never heard the scream of a cornered man before? I told you, the man was screaming for his life. Of course I heard it clearly.
Somehow I doubt that.
Sounded like someone in pain calling for help, but... Was that all? Did he say anything else? And that was all. He didn't say anything important after that. That's for me to decide. I'd like to hear it, if you please. If you really want to know that badly, how about I recreate the scene for you right now?
Yeah, no. Sorry, that was a stupid thing to ask. Miles, you should apologize too.
This point is vital. I'd like to clarify it if possible.
Come on, please, bear with us for Uncle Ray's sake, okay?
Anyway, I heard a voice, but I couldn't do anything since I was locked up in my cell, so I went back to my training. You were able to concentrate on your training after that scream? If I were on the outside, I'd probably go over and take a look out of curiosity. However, inside the stupid cell, I have to get permission to go anywhere.
Have you considered breaking out of prison? No! You are bad influence!
That sounds more like something you'd try to do.
If this place wasn't a prison, Mr. Knightley might have been able to get help.
I don't believe he could have been I don't believe he could have been saved.
But what if someone had come running to his aid?
Elbert is clearly lying, but what possible reason would he have to do this? To find out, I'll have to point out the contradiction. And I think I know what that is.
Just as I had counted to 2, I heard a voice shouting out, Arg, I've been stabbed!
Well, COD, penetrating wound in the neck, died instantly. No freaking way is he gonna shout, "Arg, I've been stabbed." Yes. Mr. Elbert, can you hear my voice clearly?
Why, you mocking me?
The victim received a fatal blow to the throat, which means he couldn't possibly have screamed her.
Good.
So, why did you hear a non-existent scream?
There should have been a scream.
There should have been one?
Dang it, I had to rip that smug look off your face. Yeah, you're right, I never heard a scream. The one who heard it was the guy in the next cell.
The next cell?
Oh, who the heck are you?
The next cell... Well, he looks just as stoic. Maybe he'll be less energetic. What's up? Yeah, I heard the scream. Recreation time had just ended. It happened after we returned to our cells. So then I tell that guy I heard a great scream. Can you describe that scream for me? Sure, I never told that guy about the context of the stream, though. Someone come quickly. A man's been... Something like that. So it wasn't the victim. But rather, it was the first person to discover the body who screamed. I see. That solves the mystery. So there was nothing wrong with Mr. Albert's testimony. Is that really true, or is there still a problem with Albert's testimony? I mean, there's usually a problem still. No. In this case, a new problem has presented itself. Mr. Albert, why did you not hear the scream?
It's odd that he didn't hear the scream, sir. Hey, you! Why didn't you hear the scream, pal? Yeah!
Jesus. Well, it's a good thing he's behind bars.
You guys, do you suspect me? I was shut up in this stupid cell the whole time. How could I have killed someone in that workroom?
Sure. That would be impossible, wouldn't it? Yeah, none of us could have killed him. If we could have killed him, we would have already killed you guys by now.
You guys don't think you're gonna get us out of this person alive.
Oh, get out of this person alive, rather. I nearly forgot. Despite being locked inside cages, these guys are still dangerous criminals. Looks like we got ourselves in a pretty bad situation here. What can I do? I can't talk to them in these circumstances. Holy shit, what?
Who was that?
Oh yeah, who the heck are you? I guess you are the silhouette. Please be silent.
Who are you? Can't you see we're busy here?
Silence is golden. Are you a judge? You have a gavel.
What the?
Now, your hands. You shall remain silent while under the judgment of the law. You should be thankful. You get to live your life without the need of money. You are to receive the blessings of the goddess of law. So... Gavel, judge, priest. What? Guard, if you would please. Congratulations, you get to spend the night in the disciplinary room.
Yeah, that's no, not there. Anywhere but there.
Accept this wonderful blessing. Let your heart be reborn. Cast away your sins.
Stop it! No!
Dang. Oh, goddess of law, give this man your blessing. I thank thee. You are a fruitcake. My name is Justine Courtney. I am privileged to be a judge, an emissary of the strength of the law. A judge, you say? Why are you here?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I came to meet with you personally. I convey the will of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. That is my appointed task.
Prosecutorial Investigation Committee? What's that?
Do not use that name so lightly. Those are the sacred words of the Goddess of Law.
Since little Kay doesn't know, Uncle Ray will explain it for her. The PIC is an assembly comprised of 11 members. Their job is to check if prosecutors are doing their jobs properly. If I'm not mistaken, its members are elected from politicians and those of the legal professions. So I take it you are one of those members?
Indeed. I am thankful they judge me worthy of such a task.
I too am thankful that I was able to meet you here. How about a hug of thankfulness? You love hugs, don't you?
The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee also shares deep ties with the Bar Association.
Yeah, I was just kidding. No need to make such a scary face.
So your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them? Well said. May you be blessed by the Goddess of Law. Our job is to remove problematic prosecutors from their cases. And so, those people not fit to be prosecutors will be stripped of their prosecutor's badge.
What business does this whatchamacallit committee have with Mr. Edgeworth, pal? We're in the middle of an investigation here. Oh, and now there's you. Who the heck are you?
Wow, you're thick. Seriously, how thick-headed can you be?
And just who do you think you are, pal?
Me? I'm a prosecutor. Sebastian de Best is my name.
The best prosecutor ever, I see.
Haven't you heard of me? At the prosecutor's office, everyone calls me the best. I'm so beloved there.
I've never heard of you. And his opinion is golden.
Hey, you, Mr. Flatfoot. You've heard of me, right?
This is the first time, Paul.
Oh,
well.
It can't be helped. There's no way someone who's so thick on the intake could have good ears.
He is a conductor. Strange. Don't you mean slow on the uptake?
I suppose it's only natural, as Sebastian only became a prosecutor last month.
Then you're not that popular now, are you? Look at me. Look at my record. I have to deal with an annoying attorney on a constant basis. He's just a rookie prosecutor?
Right. The best rookie prosecutor in the office. Or so he plans to be. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to... Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to clean up the mess you made.
What do you mean? The PIC intends to have me replaced. That much is clear. Mr. DeBest, I know what you're trying to say. However, I have not been informed of this. Your Honor, I would like an explanation.
Very well. This judgment has been passed under the name of the Goddess of Law. The incident at the President's welcoming event and the murders of Horace Knightley. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee has decreed that you will be taken off this case. And Sebastian has been appointed to take over the case. That is all.
Dang. What? You can't just take him off the case like that, pal! Your Honor, I thought I asked for an explanation.
The judgment is guilty. The Goddess of Law's verdict is absolute.
I have done nothing to warrant being taken off this case.
You don't remember? Very well. In that case, I shall remind you of your past crimes. You boarded the President's plane, which was protected by extraterritorial rights. And then, of all things, you ordered the search of the President's personnel. A single mistake could have sparked an international incident.
Ooh. Okay, that's an awesome gavel. Can I have that, please?
You crossed the line as a prosecutor. You gravely overstepped your authority.
I'll admit, my actions may have gone against the rules. However, if I had not taken that risk, I'm certain the truth would never have been found. I have never considered my actions as a mistake.
So you're saying that as long as the ends justify the means, it's all right to ignore the rules. That is an extremely dangerous way of thinking. No one is above the rules. That is the spirit of law.
I think we've proven in the last game that sometimes the law is a bitch and it needs to be pushed out of the way. I'm sorry, but I cannot accept your way of thinking.
I see. That's a shame. Even so. The gavel must slam down at the conclusion of the trial. Even if you, or the defense attorney, or the suspect do not consent to the verdict, all you can do is accept the blessing of the goddess of law. Or will you fight it and risk losing your badge?
She means to take my badge if I don't obey.
Ah, that's too bad. It seems you understand. Now then, guards, please proceed.
Hold it right there!
Hey, what are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be on the house? You should listen to the new prosecutor in charge.
I don't want to work for you, pal.
But is that the job of a flatfoot?
We're at an overwhelming disadvantage here. It's useless to resist any longer. Detective Gumshoe, you are now under Mr. DeBest's authority. But that's... Your Honor?
Yes, what is it?
This does not mean I have accepted your decision. We will meet again.
Certainly. I look forward to that day.
Let's go, Kay.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of sucks.
Oh, wait. Don't forget. I'll be reporting today's events to that person.
Still, okay, I thought maybe we were starting to get close to that person, but no, apparently not. To be continued. Alright, well, let's see how far this goes. Where are we going now? Like, are we going to be doing this case, or is this just going to be us being kicked to the curb? March 28th, 9:45 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Mr. Edgeworth! Just what happened yesterday? Those two people, their attitude was just unforgivable. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to clean up the mess you made. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee has decreed that you will be taken off this case, and Sebastian has been appointed to take over the case. That is all.
Judge Courtney and Mr. DeBest, they were certainly ruthless. What I'm more concerned about is... just what is the PIC thinking? I'm worried about what they will do from here on. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm listening.
You're not going to give up on this case, are you?
No, I don't plan on backing down, not with the current situation as it is. If I were to silently stand by, that would only validate their claims. But I no longer have investigation rights. What should I do now?
Oh, like any old bad prosecutor, break in. Ooh. Or find a lead.
What is it, Detective Gumshoe? Bad news, sir! I heard something down at the precinct. It sounds like they've already arrested a suspect in yesterday's case. What? Who is it? I don't know yet, sir, but if we go down to the detention center, we can ask.
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
Even if I can't investigate, meeting with the suspect should not be an issue. All right, we're heading over to the detention center now. All also head over on the double, sir. Detective, won't that interfere with your job? I gotta investigate the scene of the crime anyway, so it should be okay, sir.
And they were conveniently in the same place. Ah, how nice. How nice it is to have horrible crimes happen at your job place.
All right, we'll meet up with you there. Roger, sir. Let's go, Kay. Okay. So, who is the supposed suspect? This is the second time we've been sent over to the detention center. Oh, hello, Mario-Kimon. Just woke up from a nap. Hello. Yeah, someone's dead at the detention center. That's what you missed. Oh, are we gonna have another situation where someone else has been killed? Come on. He's not. It's happening all over again. Don't joke about that. No way, I mean it. It's not happening. Who? What? Yes, it's happening, all right. There's just someone here to talk to you. Who was caught? That sounds like a pretty screechy voice, huh? No. What? Who? Where? Who the fuck? No way, no way, no way. Don't be so stubborn. Who the heck are you? Our prosecutor's like crazy scary or something? Always giving you a death glare? Pardon me, but would you happen to be the suspect? I knew it! Uncover your shame. Watched a bit of the VOD. Rewatch, well, the rewatch isn't that good. Still up. Wait for the YouTube upload, see reactions. Oh, okay, I see. That's cool, that's cool. Kay, why does this man seem so distraught? Well, because you're, you. That doesn't help me at all. Hello, Mr. Suspect. Clammed up. Would you mind talking to us for a little bit? Who are you? I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday. Well, it's just a part-time job. I'm just taking a vacation from my real job. I don't remember hiring you. This is Mr. Edgeworth. He's a prosecutor, but he's not as scary as he looks, so it's okay. How rude. Really? Really? I'm still trying to figure this out, man or woman. I'm not sure. You know, it's just like the neckline reminds me of man, colors and the hairdo remind me of woman. I don't know. Japan, what the hell? Really? Ah, damn it. Anyway, can you tell us your name, Mr. Suspect? Well, you said Mr., so I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I'm Simon Keys. Nice to meet you, Simon. You can just call me Kay, okay? I'm Miles Edgeworth, the prosecutor. I would appreciate a word with you. Please, for your own good, Simon. Really? Finally, it looks like we'll be able to get something out of him, thanks to Kay. Well, we'll just see if we have to do a little bit of walkie-talkie through Kay. First, I'd like you to tell me a little about yourself. No way! Not that! I couldn't do that! Impossible! I'm not worthy. There's nothing interesting about me. Your occupation? No way! Not that. It's not a big deal. Honest. Yeah, I'm just a regular employee. Good grief. Hey, Simon, I'm a lawyer. I don't think that's going to help in this situation. About the victim, Knightley? Oh, do you know something about him? I don't think he's going to talk to me about this. Okay, help. Simon, did you know Mr. Knightley from somewhere? Knightley? Yeah, I did. He was a friend. A friend? So, did he know that Knightley was arrested? Did you know that Mr. Knightley was arrested? Yeah, I came here to meet him. So he visited the detention center too. When was that? When did you visit him here? That was 2 days ago, in the afternoon. I received a call from the police, so I came over right away. From the police? Why did you get a call from the police? That was a request from Knightley. He had a message for me. A message? Yeah, he wanted me to bring him his pocket-sized chessboard. So I retrieved it from his house and came here to give it to him. Did he say chessboard? Did you say chessboard? Is Kay stealing my thoughts? No, she's helping you, you bastard.
No, Mr. Edgeworth, it's just written on your face. I was just guessing from your facial expressions. See? I can be a useful assistant, right?
So, do you know what we need to do next?
You bet. You gotta show that to Simon, right?
Correct. Let's present it and see how he reacts.
Oh, okay. So, present the chessboard. Why? Oh, well. Do you recognize this chessboard?
Ah, that's Knightley's.
Just as I thought.
Okay. So we know that it is officially his. I guess that'll be important somehow. This was found near Mr. Knightley's corpse.
He always carried a chessboard with him.
It's just like him to have one until his last breath. Sounds like you two were really close, Simon.
Yeah, we were best friends.
At least I thought we were.
But maybe I was wrong.
Because I never imagined he would murder someone.
Having someone close to you turn out to be a murderer. Reality can be so cruel. It's not something most people can easily accept.
And I never imagined we would part ways like this.
Mr. Edgeworth, something's definitely strange here. There's no way Simon could have killed Mr. Knightley.
Indeed. I certainly can't see a motive at all. However, the fact remains that he was the one who was arrested on the charge. Just what was his justification for doing so?
Well, now we need to figure that one out. Again, he probably knows why he's here.
So, why were you arrested?
Kay!
I guess he still won't respond to me.
Well, I don't know.
Looks like he's finally warming up to you.
Oh, that's a great help.
This morning, a police officer barged into my house, and before I knew it, he had brought me here.
Was there a prosecutor accompanying him at the time?
I remember a prosecutor called, Best or something was there too.
So it was that rookie prosecutor.
That's exactly like a rookie. Picking the wrong dude. But then I guess the police haven't dragged you into the questioning yet, huh?
Are the police gonna interrogate me?
Yeah, that's right. Because you're the suspect.
No way! Our detectives like crazy abusive or something. Always bossing you around with their big bodies.
Detective Gumshoe is on the scene!
Yeah, I knew it! Please don't beat me with your thick arms.
This is getting weird.
I can't take it anymore. Someone call the police.
I am the police.
Ah!
What's got into him, sir? Please step out of the room. Well, it's because you're you, detective. I don't get it, sir.
I know Simon has to be innocent, Mr. Edgeworth. Can't we do something?
Simon Keyes.
Yes?
You were Mr. Knightley's best friend. You only just met with him 2 days ago. You say you didn't kill him. Are you certain about this?
How would he not be? I've seen this so many times and still love it. It's a fun little bit of misdirection.
Yes, I am. I wouldn't harm a fly.
I see. That's enough for me. I shall offer my assistance in proving you innocent.
What's the point in helping little me?
It's not just for you. This case, I have a personal stake in it as well.
That's right. We gotta get back at those two from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm fired up, sir. But I don't have any investigation rights at the moment. Since I won't be able to obtain information myself, your role is most vital. I'm sure we can rely on you to fill in any holes the information we have. Help us? Okay, help us help you. That's all I ask. Oh, I just had an idea. Why don't you just borrow a defense attorney's badge, sir?
That's not really how it works. Come on, there's no way Mr. Edgeworth could do that. This isn't the time to be joking around.
But I wasn't joking. Helping the suspect is a defense attorney's job, pal.
Jeez, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter what Mr. Edgeworth's job is. All we gotta do is find the real murderer. So, let's get moving!
Okay, pal.
I don't think we're going to merge over to the whole defense attorney part anytime soon, but we'll see.
I'm sure you understand, but if the investigation results prove that you are the murderer, no hard feelings, but I will show no mercy. But you don't need to be scared.
You just told him that you are going to bring down the gavel of pain.
I believe in your story, at least for now.
See.
Gumshoe, hold down right. K, steal his badge.
You crazy bastards!
All you need to do is believe in us and wait patiently. There's nothing to fear. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. I really don't. March 28th, 11:22 a.m., Detention Center. Hallway. So, we're all fired up and ready to go. But we still can't enter the part of the prison where the murder occurred.
If you can't investigate, the only thing you can do now is defend him in court, sir.
But how are we supposed to do that? We can't. Oh, hello, defense attorney. If it isn't Prosecutor Edgeworth and his merry gang, what are you guys doing here?
Did you come here to harass Mr. Edgeworth again, pal?
And why were you standing over there? What are you talking about, big guy? Uncle Ray's just here to do his job. Your job? Oh, yeah, you're a defense attorney, right? See, if the court fell for the paper badge, Edgy can probably just make one. But that's not right now, is it? Okay, you're just as beautiful as ever.
Beautiful?
Ugh. That is some Pop Rocks level sugar. I might not look like it, but your Uncle Ray's a hotshot defense attorney. I made him meet with a new client today. What was his name again? Shy Monkeys or something? What? You mean Simon Keys? Nah, that's okay. Looks like you know the deal. Mr. Edgeworth, he's the defense attorney!
I thought as much. Guess we have no choice but to resort to that method. In the past, whenever I had to investigate cases I was not placed in charge of, I was able to gain access by becoming a subordinate to whomever was in charge. Not my preferred option, but it's the only one I have now.
Plan B, Gumshoe, hold down Shields. K, steal his badge. No.
Mr. Shields, if I may ask.
By the way, don't take on sidekicks. Come on, you jackass! I refuse to take on male assistants who lack charm. Especially someone who is like a son to Von Karma.
Mr. Shields, as I thought, he won't forgive me so easy. Mr. Shields, I understand that you cannot forgive me for what I've done. I am also fully aware of your hatred towards those involved with Von Karma. I don't know if you'll believe me, but I'm no longer the same as I was back then. Back when I idolized Von Karma. Yeah, pal, Mr. Edgeworth is a changed man.
I do not need a hype man. Sit down!
Sure, he may have been a cruel, inhuman prosecutor in the past, but now he's completely different, pal. When you put it that bluntly, it kind of hurts.
I feel like when he's acting serious, you should tone down the goofy accent for Ray. Meh. I'll give him whatever I feel like. Hello, Obelisk, over in the Mixer chat. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth's not a bad guy anymore. I would never call him a prosecutor. He's more, a hero, yeah. He even helped me out in that big case last month. A hero. That's some pretty big talk there, Missy. He's a magnificent hero, although he'd be no match for a great thief like me. Gotta fluff the damn ego, don't we?
Mr. Shields, Don't the actions of the PIC appear strange to you? I believe there may be something else hidden behind this case. I can't afford to quit at this juncture. Please, let me help you with the investigation. I am begging you.
Nope. I never expected you to grovel like this. Sure looks like you've changed, all right? And I'm kind of interested in the cause of all this.
You're interested in what changed me? If I had to say, it would probably be the courtroom itself. All the experiences I've had, and all the people I've met inside the courtroom. And perhaps reuniting with my old friends.
Friendship. Blah. I never expected you, of all people, to change. Who would have thought that you'd lay open your heart like that? I'm sure that man would be surprised as well. Guess I can't turn you away. It may be long overdue, but allow me to properly reintroduce myself. If you'd be so kind as to read this.
Edgeworth Law Offices Raymond Shields, head attorney.
Edgeworth?
Mr. Shields was an assistant to my deceased father, Gregory Edgeworth.
Really? Your father was a defense attorney? So this means that man Mr. Shields talked about is... Correct, my cute little K. Prosecutor Edgeworth's old man. But he's dead. So, wait. Oh, hello, Obelisk. You've swapped over to Twitch. Hello. I never changed the name of the firm. It's my way of showing my appreciation for his help. Prosecutor Edgeworth? No, wait. Miles? Uncle Ray doesn't fully trust you just yet. It may have been temporary, but the facts remains. You were once a disciple of Von Karma. You say that you've changed, but you'll need to prove it to me with your actions. Even your old man would have wanted it this way.
Yes, I understand.
Alright, I'm getting tired of all this stuffy talk, so let's give it a rest and move on. For now, I'll make you my temporary assistant. How does that sound?
I'm sorry to trouble you.
But this outcome is kind of moving, yeah? The prodigal son, good God, returning to work in his late father's law firm. What about me? What about me? Of course you can help too, Kay. All right, thanks a lot, Mr. Shields. I mean, boss. Now then, let's get right to work. Let's see. First off, what do you think we should do, Miles?
That's right. I had some unfinished business yesterday.
People talk to graves and photos of deceased people. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, I don't really know. I guess if the souls are out there, they are listening. But they would also already know what Miles is doing anyway, so... So it wasn't the victim.
But rather, it was the first person to discover the body who screamed. Why don't we find them and listen to what they have to say?
Yeah, that's it. Uncle Ray thinks so too.
Upbeat as always.
Okay, with that decided, let's hurry up and grill him.
Sir, what am I supposed to do? Detectives can't help defense attorneys.
I can't just leave him be. Detective, I will give you a special assignment. I want you to assist Mr. DeBest in his investigation and follow his orders. And then, if you discover anything useful, I want you to share it with us. Detective, this is a job that only you can do. Can we count on you?
Yes, sir. Leave it to me. I'm really good at leaking investigation reports to defense attorneys.
We know.
Normally, that would be a problem for me, but it may come in handy this time.
See you later, buddy. All right, let's get moving, shall we? Time to go to jail.
Yes. Hello, Mini Stallion. March 28th, 11:50 a.m., prison always. Now then, where's the person who first discovered the body? For now, all we can do is ask around. Oh, hold it right there. Oh. God, who the heck are you? Who is this woman? Excuse me, but... Oh, you are simply irresistible. Do you mean me? Very nice indeed. What an elegant mustache. It's a pleasure to meet you, mademoiselle. Defense attorney Ray Shields, at your service. How about we exchange greetings with a hug? Well, she's definitely got a very soft fur coat. Also, yeah, that looks like real fur. Oh, but of course. Well then. Uncle Ray's lips. A proper greeting should begin with a hug and a kiss. It's almost like it was stolen from him. Yes, a remarkable feat of quickness that would put a great thief to shame. I feel that close contact is very important. This goes for my family here and my home as well. Quite a splendid way of thinking there. I am the warden, Patricia Rowland. But please, just call me Patty. The warden? So she's in charge of the prison and detention center? Nice to meet you. I am Miles Edgeworth. I'm a I'm Mr. Shields' assistant. Pardon me for asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday? But of course. Yesterday was a day that I wouldn't have missed for the world. Wouldn't have missed for the world? Did you have some kind of important meeting? Oh, heavens, no! I despise meetings. There was the animal show, of course. Oh, joy. A wonderful spectacle featuring animals dancing and flying through the air. I always see it along with everyone else in our home. We're one big, happy family. We built a special stage in the courtyard just for this performance. A performance for the prisoners' enjoyment. So these prisoners get to see, like, circus performances? This is a cushy freaking prison. With a dead man. Whatever. Yesterday, Albert mentioned some kind of recreation. I suppose the animal show was what he was referring to. When did the show take place? It started at 8 a.m. and ended around 10 a.m. That's exactly when the body was discovered. So whoever saw the show would probably have an alibi. This farty trumpet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going. I have business to attend to. Please take your time and have a look around our home. Boy, she's pretty cool, calm, and collected, but I feel like she might be abusing people here. Also, parrot! So, where should we start, Mr. Edgeworth? There was a prisoner who heard the scream from the person who first discovered the body. Let's start by talking with him. No. Parrot. God damn it. What? Don't forget DL6. There. They even have a pony. Little kids could ride it. How nice! It's like a zoo. Although it's the humans who are treated like animals here, like we know. Do you think they'd find out if I took one home with me? Yes! I think that if you did that, you'd be the one behind bars. Polly committed tax evasion. Oh. There. Okay, so what's going on in here? No one's here. This person was taken to the disciplinary room. I wonder when he'll be back. Who knows? I'm sure he won't be allowed to return so easily. He was on the verge of tears. He really didn't want to go. Indeed.
His reaction was quite extreme. I wonder, what sort of punishment awaits him?
Squawk screw taxes.
Oh dear. Hey, friend. So, you got any more info for us?
Where's the person who first discovered the body right now?
Around this time, I think he should be in the workroom in the back.
Ah, okay. The workroom. I should go take a look.
Okay, we got pig.
It's a pot-bellied pig. Let's hope it doesn't become dinner.
Ah, how nice. It's like a zoo.
Although it's the humans who are treated... Oh my god, I know.
Shush.
We got random mass chains sitting on a bench. This bench is quite rusty.
Only cats and Gummy would sleep on this bench.
Indeed. No argument here.
This thing.
There's a monkey on that hill, Mr. Edgeworth!
Hardly an appropriate spectacle for a prison.
When you see stuff like this, you can really feel the tension rise.
I hope you're not expecting me to agree with you. Also, hey, just so we're clear, I don't want to see you climbing that hill.
But someone's gotta show that monkey who's boss.
Don't provoke the monkey.
I think that's a mantra to live by. Just don't provoke monkeys. He's funny.
What's a rabbit doing here?
Also, it's got red bleeding eyes, so maybe don't stand too close to it. It could be the killer rabbit.
I almost stepped on it.
Oh, how nice! It's like a zoo. Oh, kitty.
Hey, you there. I'd like to ask you some questions.
Ah, so cute. Meow. It really is. Meow.
Hey, you!
Meow.
You finally noticed me? By the way,
What's this cat's name? Meow. His name is Normal. Meow. Ah, adorable. Normal. The world's cutest cat.
that's enough. Carry on with your duties. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Water?
There's a watering hole here.
This is hard to drink out of. They should have thought more about the end user when they designed this.
Okay. Can't you see that this is for the animals?
Nope. Not one bit. I mean, you're talking to the Yatagarasu, who is quite literally a bird.
You can see the crime scene from these small windows.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just go peeping in like that. You need to be more sneaky and check your surroundings.
Why must I behave like a common criminal?
Ah, I thought you wanted me to teach you my special steal a glance technique.
I don't need your techniques.
What about this room? Hello? Is this occupied? Okay, that's not a restroom. Hey, God, you have a minute? Sir, what is it? Is anyone using that workroom right now? Presently, there is one prisoner working inside. I'm positive he's been in there since the noon roll call.
We would like to ask the prisoner a few questions, if that is acceptable.
Yes, sir. I will bring him out, so please wait a moment. Okay, who is this prisoner? I mean, wait, no, this is probably the... I think I know what this is. I'll leave this to you, Miles.
What do you mean?
Because I don't know what kind of scary guy will come out of that room. Mr. Shields, you're a scaredy cat, even though you're an adult? Yeah, same to you, Kay. Okay. Usually when it comes to these kinds of scenarios, we find out that it's somebody who is ridiculous. So let's see.
Here he comes.
Oh, dear God!
Oh, good day to you, sirs. Are you the ones who requested my presence? He doesn't seem like a dangerous criminal. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor. A prosecutor? Oh, is that right?
Who did I think it was? I didn't think of this in a million years. I thought, like, okay, maybe it's somebody that we saw previously. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe somehow it was... God, I don't freaking know. I'm just trying to think back. Like, the last person I expected was going to be somebody like this. But I guess it fits. I'm Rhea Shields, a defense attorney.
Mr. Shields, his demeanor completely changed once he saw who we were dealing with.
Sorry about that. My assistant says strange things sometimes. He's not a prosecutor, just my assistant. Hey, get your act together, Miles.
I guess I messed up. I forgot about my new job. No wonder I thought you were different from the prosecutor who visited me yesterday. It looks like he's already spoken to the best. May we ask you a few questions? Oh, yes, of course, you may. My name is Frank Sawit.
Okay, go for it, Miles.
I guess I'll be asking the questions after all. Mr. Sawit, you are aware of the murder that occurred here yesterday, correct? Where were you when the body was discovered? I was in that room where I had been working. What kind of work? Well, my goal is to become a pet groomer, an animal beautician, so to speak. Oh, yes, I was inside cultivating my skills. In any other prison, such training would be unheard of. That was all. Honestly, I did not see a thing. Why'd he say that? I haven't even asked him anything yet. Which is why, sad to say, I won't be any help to you. Mr. Sawit, I haven't asked you anything yet. No, wait. That's even if you would ask, I would not. You know something, don't you? That's. Seems he is indeed hiding something. Let's try to press it out of him.
I think we know this little song and dance. I feel like he's going to be a pretty easy break. I mean, if he was literally a level 1 boss in one game, I don't think this is going to be hard.
First, let us assess my layout of the board. My opponent's condition is...
Oh, actually, I suppose he's pretty sleazy, so yeah.
I'm afraid I didn't see a thing, so I won't be of any help to you. This man's expressions do not change much. It's a true poker face. It may be difficult to read his emotions from his body language. Perhaps I should focus on how he phrases his words. It may reveal what's on his mind. Now for the opening move. I'll start by asking about who this man is. Even if he hides his emotions, if I push the right buttons, I'm sure I'll cause a change.
Right then. Well, remember this guy's a murderer, so do not take him lightly.
Are you involved with this case? Are you referring to the murder that occurred inside this prison? I had nothing to do with it at all. Is that true? I would never dream of being involved in a murder plot.
Really?
How should I put it? I'm an upright model citizen, after all. Common sense tells me an upright model citizen would have never ended up behind bars. Well, that is... Tell me what you know about the incident. I already told you I don't know a damn thing. I really don't know anything.
I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart for that outburst, but I will be of no assistance. Pardon my rudeness. It's just that the murder occurred in this rather confined prison.
Him being alive is a bit strange, as we know murderers get the death penalty. Perhaps his crime can be argued as self-defense. He also didn't intend to kill Cindy, so perhaps his lawyers used that angle. Possibly. I don't know. It's kind of one of those characters that you just don't ever expect to show up again. I think mainly because, for me, Mr. Sawit was always a little bit generic. So I thought perhaps that was a real good angle. Like, you know, that was a good angle for like a first case, but I didn't think it would be a future, any kind of like future games or any future cases, so this is kind of cool. Anyways,
The murder occurred in this rather confined prison. It seems unnatural that you do not know anything about it.
Unnatural. Is that so? If you're looking for the person who discovered the body, you should try someone else.
How did you know we were looking for the person who discovered the body? I don't recall saying a word about it. Are you sure you don't know anything?
mm-hmm. Pawn down.
No, I was merely a hunch I had. I am but a humble pet groomer in training. I honestly have no recollection of the murder.
I am positive that this man is hiding something. For my next move, I'll ask him about his movements on the day of the murder.
They brought him back because this was the 10-year anniversary. Ah, sweet. That makes sense.
This man has suppressed his emotions. I will expose his true nature hidden beneath that suspicious smile
And that suspicious toupee. Surprised they allow him to wear that here.
Let's talk about what happened on the day of the murder. If you truly had nothing to do with it, there shouldn't be a problem, correct?
Oh, well, on the day of the murder, there was a lot going on.
What was the state of the prison at the time?
I don't remember too well. My memory is rather poor.
I don't have enough clues to proceed with this line of questioning. Maybe I should try another line of attack.
Alright. So we don't know about the condition. Let's talk about movements.
Tell me what you were doing on that day.
As I mentioned earlier, I was cultivating my skills as a groomer in training. I was trimming the coats of the animals at the time.
Didn't the murder cause a panic? I imagine the entire prison must have been in an uproar.
Well, but there was no panic. I could even hear someone's voice.
Someone's voice. Judging from the circumstances, I suppose it was a scream that you heard? So, do you have a recollection of the murder? You kept insisting that you knew absolutely nothing about the murder, but you do not give credence to your claims.
Good. Well, I thought I heard someone's voice, but in any case, I don't remember it very well.
The scream at the time of the murder. It might be a clue. I better keep that in mind.
Alright. The state of the prison. Let's see if that does anything different.
I don't remember too well. My memory is rather poor.
Clue time. I thought you said you heard a scream, buddy.
You don't remember? Ridiculous. Didn't you say earlier that you heard a scream?
Wow. That is a very strong... It's not a pawn. I'm trying to remember what... Actually, no. Is that a... No, that's not a pawn. I'm trying to remember my chess logic. I know knights. I know rooks. I know the king, queen. I know the pawns. What was the... Damn it. Sorry. My chess trivia fails me here.
That wasn't... I could very well be mistaken. At any rate, I honestly do not remember.
You still do not remember. Enough with your lies.
I hate lying, you... I mean, I'm telling the truth.
Are you?
In any case, I was absorbed in grooming the animals.
By the way, how skilled would you say you are in animal grooming?
My technique with the scissors still needs some work, but I'm very confident in my handling of the animals. When the animals became frightened, I calmed them with my gentle hands.
Frightened? Why would the animals have become frightened? I don't think that's a common occurrence.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Did the scream frighten the animals?
Perhaps the reason they were frightened was because of someone's scream? Why are you trying so hard to hide the fact that there was a scream? Are you concealing some vital information from me?
He's exposed.
I am doing nothing of the sort. It's true that I heard some sort of scream, but I am not trying to hide it.
He's starting to show his true colors. I should be more aggressive with my next move. I'll ask him about the scream. It's time to give him a taste of the futility of keeping a secret from me.
When did you hear it?
When did you hear the scream?
That's it. I just remembered. At the time of the murder, there was an event going on. It was the animal show. I had gone there to see it.
So you're saying that since you were watching the show, you did not hear the scream? That's completely different from everything you've said up until now.
Shut up! So what if it is? I mean, my memory is just so hazy.
Let's not be attacking here.
The animal show was very enjoyable.
What kind of animals performed in the show?
Well, I believe I saw a whale.
What the fuck kind of animal show you think they run? Holy shit. Like, do you think Waterworld just showed up with a giant tank? You didn't see the show, did you?
You liar, you didn't see the animal show at all.
Well, that is it. I sort of saw it. I sort of didn't.
You didn't see the show. This could be a clue.
I saw the top option. I was just like, that can't possibly be real.
Do you know who the scream belonged to?
Well, I was mistaken. When the incident occurred, I just happened to be in the courtyard. That's why I did not hear the scream.
Let's try using that clue. Just how deep are you going to dig this pit of lies? It's obvious you did not see the animal show.
God.
There's no way out of this. Tell me what really happened. Confess everything you know about the scream.
I cannot answer what I cannot answer. I didn't hear the scream from the person who discovered the body.
I'll make you hear a scream. Don't you mean the victim scream?
That's strange. Normally, if you hear a scream during a murder, it's usually from the victim. Why would you think the scream was from the person who discovered the body?
My mistake!
How? How did you know the scream was from the person who discovered the body?
Well, that's because
You were the one who got murdered.
Allow me to answer for you. That is because you're the one who discovered the body. And the scream that was heard when the murder occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you when you discovered the body.
Just who do you think you are? It is just as you say, but who gives you the right to do this?
Checkmate.
Once again, you have been shown your place, Mr. Sawit.
It's now clear who discovered the body. You have no more reason to withhold your testimony, correct?
Very well, I'll tell you. But I doubt my testimony is worth hearing.
Whether or not it's worth hearing is for me to decide. I will expose the truth with my own hands. That is my sole duty.
I think you're a little off there, Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean?
We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simon. Isn't our goal to help out our clients?
I mean, you're not a prosecutor right now. You're a defense attorney's assistant.
Semantics.
Well said there, Kay. She's right on the money, Miles. The official task of the Edgeworth Law Office is to defend our clients. Your old man, who founded the firm, truly valued the bonds he had with his clients. So, if you're not willing to do the same, maybe you aren't cut out for this job? I don't want to fire you on the spot either, so have a heart, okay?
Bullshit. The heart of a defense attorney, huh? In any case, it's important that we hear the testimony of the person who discovered the body. Start talking, Mr. Sawit. Tell me what happened when you found the body.
Right, this is a little more traditional for Mr. Sawit.
I was in the workroom over there practicing my skills. By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom and went up to the door. I peeked in through the small window on the door, and then I saw him lying there. A man, not moving, dead.
Oh my god!
I quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream.
Deja vu. I've just been in this place before.
You were in the room right next to the one where the dead body was found.
Within the prison, we call it Workroom B.
And you were in there the whole time on the day of the murder?
Yes, after the 7 a.m. roll call, I remained inside the whole time. In this prison, we have roll call 3 times a day. I'm trying to, keep track of this. So, yeah, it was that line, and also he made the line, "Just who do you think you are?" That was another one. At 9 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m.
And they checked the workrooms during those times too?
Exactly!
I see. So during the 7 a.m. roll call, there was nothing amiss. And Knightley's body was not in the workroom yet.
Alright. So we can take that off. So that sounds like the murder occurred after 7 a.m., huh? And that's right when the animal show started.
Correct. The other prisoners went to see the animal show. Meaning anyone who did not see the show does not have an alibi. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Sawit?
Yes, that is certainly true. However, I merely discovered the body.
His testimony has a clear contradiction. I should press him about that first.
There's a part of me that feels like I don't want him to be guilty. Maybe it's just old times or something, but... Let's go ahead and save, just in case. Because that's a fun little habit. Prison turnabout. Ah, this is the middle. Neat. Workroom over there, practicing my skills.
By practicing, you mean, of course.
Yes, my grooming training, for I am a model prisoner.
I somehow doubt that.
By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom, so I went up to the door.
You were curious about the adjacent room?
Precisely, I felt a need to look inside.
Why did you feel that way?
Even if you ask me why, I just did it on a whim.
So you weren't concentrating on your training?
No, nothing of the sort, for I am a model prisoner. It's just the other prisoners had left to see the animal show, which is why I was feeling somewhat lonely. Yeah, that's like being stuck in a classroom after school's let out. Yeah, yes, that's right. And since I couldn't enter the other workroom, I peeked in through the small window on the door.
The small window? So you couldn't get a clear look?
Indeed, as you can see, there's a grill covering the window. It does not offer a wide view at all. Normally the guards use it to check inside the rooms, right? Precisely. You seem to be well versed on the matter. Hehehe. Well, I happen to know a thing or two about prisons, you know.
What does she mean by that?
We'll have to find out the details later.
In any case, I peeked into the room from the window. And then I saw him lying there. A man, not moving, dead. You knew it was a man right away? It was clear, judging from his physique and clothing. Even the fact that he was dead was as plain as day. You could tell he was dead through that tiny window. Well, it's not the first time I've seen a dead body. True. What? What? So you mean the reason you're in here is because... I'm ashamed to admit it, but it is as you say. However, this was my first time seeing a body that someone else had killed. I quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream. Do you remember what the scream sounded like? Well, all I can say is that I shrieked at the top of my lungs.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you get scared.
Yes, it's just as you say. In any case, I let out a scream. He's pretending to be an innocent bystander, but parts of his testimony are odd. Considering his situation and the place he's in, the contradiction should be quite obvious. I'll show him the evidence that proves it.
Well, let's see. Workroom, practicing my skills. Some chance I got curious about the adjacent room. Peeked in through the small window on the door. Saw him lying there. A man, not moving, dead. Let me take a look at the evidence again, because I feel like that has something to do with it. Let's see. So this isn't going to say much. It just basically states that the murder didn't happen until the show started, and he is the only one who's really there. Found near the body. There's a stack of them inside the workroom A. Very colorful. It might have something to do with the bloodstained sheet, depending on where it was located. Small bruises on his head. Interesting. Rubber glove. Single glove left behind at the crime scene. Used for prison labor. Covered in blood and mud. I mean, this might be a really good thing to try and prove, considering he has currently got a getup that would... Does he have, like, the other glove? He has a glove on him inside his apron. But I don't know if, like, I am supposed to be using that just yet. Found with the body. Was it used to tie up the victim? Let me take a look at this. Quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream. In the workroom, some chance got curious. Peeked into the small window on the door. Saw him lying there. A man. Not moving. Dead. Quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream. Do we have a piece of testimony from, like, another time? Let me check this thing real quick. So, oh, this is just the, yeah, this is not the right set of, outlines. And then there's a chessboard. Someone brought it to him as his request. I feel like this has something to do with, like, the rubber glove. Or maybe it has something to do with the fact that, yeah, you wouldn't be able to see the body that easy. No, I feel like you would still be able to see the body if you had seen bloodstained sheet. Perhaps it is... Alright, the theory that I got kind of brewing in my own head right now is that the bloodstained sheet was actually wrapped around, like, the head or maybe the entirety of the body. And he went inside to go check it out, opened it up, and then found the body. Probably screamed at that point. But then took the blanket, like, covered the leg and just ran. Something to that degree, maybe. So I'm going to try this. Nope. Mr. Sawit, I would like for you to have a look at this piece of evidence. Is there a problem with the evidence? Doesn't it show that there's a contradiction in your testimony? I do not particularly think so. Dude, looks like it was wrong. What's the matter? That wasn't like you at all. I was merely probing for answers. Come on, you can drop the cool guy act. It's not an act.
I am cool, damn it.
Okay, maybe, in the workroom over there practicing my skills. By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom, so I went up to the door. Peeked in through the small window. I saw him lying there, a man, not moving, dead. Quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream. Well, now all I can think is that maybe we need to prove the fact that he actually went inside the room. So maybe it has something to do with the rubber glove. Because we found it left behind the crime scene, used for prison labor, covered in blood and mud. No shit.
Your testimony contradicts this piece of evidence.
A contradiction, you say?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Are you not merely making a blind guess?
That is correct, sir. He saw right through your bluff, didn't he? But you can't give up after a couple failures, Miles.
Yes, I know. And now he's trying to console me.
I feel like I'm off base on this somehow. Let's see. Let me think. Do you guys got any hints in the chat room? I'm trying to call, maybe there's something to do with like the scream, perhaps. If we got a piece of testimony or something about when a scream would have happened. I don't believe so. Opens doors for animals, sounds alarms in response to prisoners' bracelets. Prisoners can't move freely. Actually, maybe this has something to do with it. Because maybe he was stuck inside that room or something. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. That might be a good one. I was in the workroom over there practicing my skills. By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom, so I went up to the door. Well, weren't you in the other room at the time? If that were the case, you would have been electrocuted, sir. Yeah! There we go! I just needed a little bit of thinking.
Mr. Sarwit, please stop telling such feeble lies. You don't seem to understand your position.
My position? I used to be a newspaper salesman, but then I took up the pet groomer training.
What about that bracelet on your wrist? It proves that you are unmistakably a prisoner. And as long as you wear that bracelet, you should not be able to move around as you please. As soon as you went through the door, the sensor would have sounded the alarm.
Oh, that is...
Peeking into the adjacent room is impossible when you couldn't even leave the one you were in.
Oh-wee! Nice one, Miles. That was a real humdinger. But does that mean Mr. Sawit didn't see the body?
I'm not sure. Perhaps we should let this man himself explain it to us.
You see, that is... Well, forgive me. It appears my previous explanation was lacking. I shall clearly explain how I was able to see the body. Slimy freaking worm.
Very well. Let us hear your revised testimony.
When I found it. There's a rather well-known technique amongst the prisoners here. If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream.
So that means he kept his arm inside workroom B while he peeked into the adjacent room. I'd appreciate it if you didn't...
I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this to anyone, especially the guards, okay?
Oh, we will. Was that what he was trying to hide earlier? I should try asking him for more details about a few other things as well.
Rebuttal. So, real quick, save. Not the best round, but whatever. We need a safety net. Herp. Okay. There's a rather well-known technique amongst the I don't know why I'm pressing this, but sure.
Tell me more about this technique.
Certainly. Here's how it works. If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm.
All you gain by doing that is a small degree of freedom.
Naturally, but that is all that we have left to enjoy.
I'm shocked that you enjoy such a thing. Have you truly reflected on what you've done?
But of course, but I am a model prisoner.
Your definition of model is highly suspicious. Regardless, was that the technique you used?
Yes, that is correct. I am sure no guards were around when I did it. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room.
Why would you do something so troublesome and potentially dangerous?
I heard a noise coming from the adjacent room. It seemed odd to me, as there should not have been anyone inside.
So you peeked into the adjacent workroom as soon as you heard the noise?
Yes, of course. I peeked in as soon as I could.
I see. Is there a problem with that statement?
Sure, probably.
So you looked into the adjacent room immediately after you heard the noise. If that was true, then you should have seen more than just a dead body. You should have also seen the person who had made the noise.
That is well...
He looks really shaken. Mr. Salwood, answer me. What did you really see? If you intend to remain silent, I will have no choice but to assume that you are complicit to the murder.
Oh, please forgive me. It's just that I couldn't even believe what I saw myself. It may have been just a dream. I hesitate to even recall it.
Tell me what happened.
Very well. I will be frank with you. I saw a dog. It was a nightmare scene. A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim.
What did you say?
It was a truly hellish scene. That dog killed him. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick. That's some grade A trauma right there. I was chilled to my very core and let out a shriek.
A man-eating dog inside this zoo of a prison?
I feel like this has got a few more layers to it. That was everything I saw. Do you believe me now?
Yes, I do. I doubt one would be able to lie about something like that. Would you add that to your testimony?
Certainly. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream.
Do you remember what this man looked like in detail?
But of course, I am certain. He had blonde hair, and his throat was covered in blood.
Do you take me for a fool? That should be obvious.
I'm merely telling you everything I saw, just to be clear. Don't defense attorneys love nitpicking over every little detail?
I detect a tinge of spite there. Perhaps he had an unpleasant experience with a defense attorney in the past.
And to my horror, there was a black dog biting his neck.
A black dog was biting the victim's neck.
Yes, blood came pouring out, and as a result, the dog's mouth became stained with it. Stop! You don't need to get that detailed.
At that time, was the victim...
Oh, yeah, God. Mr. Edgeworth, why'd you ask him that? Kay, why'd you hit Uncle Ray?
The man did not even flinch. He must have been dead already.
But the blood continued to gush from his neck. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch. Yeah, way too much detail. Are you doing this on purpose? Certainly not. I'm just trying to give an accurate testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, shall I add that statement to my testimony?
If you would.
It was terrifying and a truly terrifying sight. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch.
That was a very vivid testimony.
That's because I witnessed it up close, relatively speaking. I could feel the anguish he suffered in his death. Mr. Edgeworth, I won't be able to sleep tonight.
Really? How terrible. I get off on that.
Oh, come on! It's all because of you that my mind is filled with scary thoughts. I even have nightmares myself. Even now, I can still remember everything clearly. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered with no purpose but to catch my eye.
The fuck?
Huh. That's some real specific shit.
A ring with a snowflake insignia? Impressive memory.
I was formerly a newspaper salesman. I had to quickly identify what a customer wanted based on his appearance and attitude in order to form a successful sales strategy in the most basic of the basics.
But you are dealing with a corpse, not a customer. Are you like that with everyone?
Yes, it has already become an ingrained habit of mine. It was an important point that could determine the success or failure of a sale.
That's how you were able to easily recall such a minor detail?
Precisely. Even the engraved insignia is crystal clear.
Is that really possible? What was the state of the body when we found it? I should review my evidence.
I have an unerring eye, that much I can declare.
So Knightley was killed by a dog that was being kept here in the prison. I find that hard to believe.
They say that pets take after their owners, yeah. Doesn't have to take after them that much. Just completely defeats the purpose of the animal therapy.
Perhaps I should ask about the dog a little more.
Let's see. So, I don't really 100% know exactly what I'm supposed to be presenting here, but we got pretty far in the testimony, so I'm saving just for safety net reasons. Okay. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered with no purpose but to catch my eye. Covered in dirt. There are small bruises on his head. According to Sawit's testimony, the dog was biting the victim's body. Barks at me a lot. Roll call wouldn't do anything. What would be specific about this? Single glove left behind at the crime scene, used for prison labor, covered in blood and mud. Kind of wondering if it is now time to maybe point out some stuff here. I feel like the body, specifically, is what I'm supposed to be presenting. Because ring with snowflake insignia, that is some specific shit. How would you know?
A ring with a snowflake insignia.
Yes, that is correct. It was clearly engraved on the surface.
I see. Your testimony is very accurate. But it's a little too accurate, if you ask me.
Then what's wrong with being accurate?
You state that you saw a ring with a snowflake insignia engraved into it. And it is true that the victim was wearing such a ring.
See, was I not correct?
That's not the issue I have with your testimony. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, the right hand is covered by a sheet. It should not have been possible for you to see the engraving on the ring, unless you had approached the body and lifted up the sheet for yourself. You said you only looked into the workroom through the door, and yet you gave such a detailed account of what you saw. Who do you think you are? Acting all high and mighty? I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. Oh, the victim must have moved his arm after I saw it.
But he would have been dead.
I don't think so. You said as much earlier. The man did not even flinch. He must have been dead already. The victim was already dead. He would have been able... how would he have been able to move his arm?
This guy's looking pretty suspicious now, eh?
Frank saw it. What are you hiding, you scoundrel?
No, I ain't. I'm not.
That is... You're wrong. I know what I saw. Damn it.
Shut up already! Stop making a fuss about every little thing I say! You're just a defense attorney's assistant!
He has finally shown his true self.
Whoa, I guess the cat's out of the bag. More like the toupee's out of the bag. I don't know. Black hairy one at that. Just went flying.
I'm just a friendly neighborhood witness.
Are you really just a witness? I would say that you are rather suspicious.
What was that?
You saw something that could not have been seen from the outside of the room. How is that possible? The logic behind it is simple. Mr. Sawit, this is where you saw the body from. You had to have seen it from workroom A. When you discovered the body, you went inside the room where it laid. Since you saw the engraving on the ring, that is the only possibility.
Even if you say that, you ain't got no evidence, do you? Where's the evidence that shows that I was in the room? I was grooming pets at the time. In the room adjacent to where the body was found. I even went so far as to borrow some rubber gloves. Show me the evidence that proves I was in the room where the body was found.
You sucker. You just proved my damn point.
Mr. Sawit, what were you doing when the body was discovered?
Didn't I tell you already? I was practicing being a pet groomer.
I see. In that case, do you happen to recognize this glove?
Oh, that's...
This was found near the body. It is believed to have been dropped by the culprit. By the way, I noticed that you also have a rubber glove hanging out of your apron pocket.
No, this is something else.
Looks like you're missing one of your gloves.
You can find gloves like these anywhere in the prison. Your evidence proves nothing.
Perhaps we should hand this glove over to the police for fingerprinting. I'm certain they will find some interesting results.
Oh boy. Super Saiyan Mark 5.
It's over.
Objection.
Uh-oh.
What the...
Pretty cool, right? My objection voice.
Mr. Shields, could you save the jokes for later?
I'm not joking, because it's not over yet. There's still something else. Something that's clearly odd. That guy's a prisoner, you know? He's got the bracelet and all.
That's right. How did he get into the other workroom? The sensor would have set off the alarm, right?
He can pull his arm off of his body.
No.
He's right. That's the only thing we don't know yet.
Not so fast, Mr. Prisoner. Could you fill us in? That's pretty weird. The bracelet should have been his last line of defense. Defense? That's right, Kay. It was useful evidence when Mr. Prisoner here. He could have claimed that due to the bracelet, he wasn't able to enter the room. But he didn't say a word about it. Is there any reason why you didn't? The silent treatment, eh? Well, the judge yesterday did say that silence is golden.
Wow, you really are a hot-shot defense attorney, Mr. Shields.
Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. That's what your old man taught me. The defense attorney's creed, yeah? So, what's the deal? Why didn't you mention anything about the bracelet?
Hey, my toupee grew back. The truth is, it's broken. Broken? Some time ago, I took a spill and the bracelet hit the floor with a loud bang. Ever since then, it has not been able to activate the sensor. Forgive me. It was so convenient, I didn't want to report it. I see. So the bracelet was broken.
Don't they cheat? They should be tracking that shit. Why would they not?
But did it really break so easily? If that is true, then there is a problem with the prison security. You over there, may I have a moment?
Hey, kitty. You're such a cute little guy. Yes, you are. Meow, meow, meow.
Excuse me!
Yes! What can I do for you? Meow. Oh, God. I'm getting some, like, Super Troopers vibes. What can I do for meow?
This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken.
Wow, really? That's not good at all. I'll contact the person in charge and have it replaced immediately.
Thank you. I'll be holding on to the broken bracelet for the time being.
Am I allowed to do that? I don't. Yes, sir. Please take care of it. Now that the bracelet's been taken care of, shall we move on to arresting you for murder?
What? Perish the thought! I didn't kill anyone!
But your bracelet was broken, right? Doesn't that mean you couldn't have gone anywhere? If you could have gone anywhere you wanted during the animal show?
But all I did was find the body, honest! And it is true that I saw the dog biting his neck. However, I entered the workroom after the dog had left. Why did you do that?
Well, it was just...
I was curious if he had anything of value on him. So he's planning to loot the corpse. That's why he remembers Knightley's ring so well.
Why are you looking at me, Mr. Edgeworth?
Two peas in a pod.
I'm a great thief. Please don't put me in the same level as him.
But I didn't take a thing. The animal show had ended, and the other prisoners were making their way back to here. I hurried back to my workroom and let out a scream to deceive the others.
And that's when you dropped your rubber glove. Very well. I guess the story holds up. What do you think, Miles?
Whether he's the murderer or not, one big question remains. How did Knightley get all the way from his holding cell to the prison?
You're right about that. It's a real stumper.
And there's something Mr. Sawwitz said in his testimony that I'm very concerned about.
That dog has had a taste for blood.
Ah! If that dog had any part in the murder... Mr. Sawwitz... Yes? What is it? Were there any other prisoners who didn't see the animal show?
Yes, there's only one other I know of.
And this person wouldn't have been able to see the show even if he wanted to, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Why do you ask?
Just as I thought. I had my suspicions as soon as I saw that black dog. That fiendish criminal. I never expected him to be held here in this prison. Where is his cell?
Do you intend to meet him? Him? Who is him?
He's a very special man. He receives very special treatment, and... forgive me, I need to watch what I say about him. However, if you value your lives, I would advise you to stay away from him.
Hey, cut it out already. You're giving me the creeps. A puppet master in the shadows, huh? Yeah, I still value my life.
He's being held in the special cell.
Which person? I'm trying to remember this.
Over there, in that direction.
Oh, dear.
The special cell. Certainly seems like he receives special treatment.
Are we gonna learn who this is? Well, so just who is this him, anyways?
To protect my own life, all I can tell you is that he is the oldest prisoner here.
Oh, dear fuck.
My deepest apologies, but I can't say any more. He is truly terrifying.
Care to fill me in? Feels like you're leaving Uncle Ray behind here.
He is someone I knew in the past. Let's head for the special cell. I believe that black dog should be there as well.
I'm officially scared. March 28th, 12:41 p.m. Prison. Special cell. Hey, it's pitch black in here. I can't see a thing at all.
Aren't you always talking about how the Yatagarasu is always able to flap even the darkest night?
Even in the depths of night when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Oh, that was pretty cool. But still, I can't see what I can't see. I'm still just a human. Bell! There. Yeah! Oh, goodbye.
Mr. Edgeworth, I presume? That voice, it can only be. It has been far too long. So you still remember me? It would be impossible to forget, because it was you who did what none could do, and placed me here in this cell.
Don't tell me that the dog is talking to you, Mr. Urchin. No, he's not. Is there someone else there? I can't see anything, though.
Damn boy, it is rude to frighten the visitors. Here, allow me to illuminate the dark room.
Holy hell. Yeah, I don't recognize you.
Such noisy visitors from the voices and footsteps. 2 more in the back. But it would be rude not to introduce myself. I am called Siren Dogan. Mr. Edgeworth and I, we are old acquaintances. This man is a former assassin. The blind assassin, Sirhan Dogan. His weapons are sharp knives and a ferocious dog. His appearance is always accompanied by the sound of a bell. It is said that the ringing of this bell in the darkness is the last sound his victims hear. Would you be so kind as to share the reason why you have come, Mr. Edgeworth?
That will not be necessary. You are already well aware of why we're here.
It seems we know each other quite well. Down, Poochie.
Great. How did this happen?
We suspect your dog of committing the murder. The witness who discovered the body saw him biting it. There must be some mistake. My boy is obedient. He would never do such a thing. Right, Anubis? Good boy, good boy, good boy. Anubis may be your guide dog, but you raised him to be a vicious killer. He was one of the weapons you used as an assassin.
And they let him keep the dog? Also, yeah, I feel like the dog would have been put down in that stage. Whatever. Real world logic doesn't work here.
To begin with, is the witness of a reliable sort? It's true that Sawit is also one of the suspects, and it's difficult to say if we can trust his testimony. In any case, I think you have the wrong dog. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? I wonder if he knows who the witness is.
Maybe. I don't know.
I would like to hear your alibi from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. yesterday morning. During the animal show? I was in my humble cell the entire time. I took up whittling recently. My focus was solely on the wood and chisel in my hand. The prisoners have free access to chisels here. Normally, that's not allowed. Absolutely not. The warden is a kind soul. She has given me special permission.
Kind? Ridiculous. Even 5 metal chisels
would become deadly weapons in his hands. I started out by carving these Buddha statues, but I moved on to other shapes
after the 674th.
Really? That many?
All it takes is time, which I have plenty of. Here is what I'm working on now.
A chess set. Yay, synchronicity.
I did not know that you played chess.
Do you play as well, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to test your wits in a game sometime. I only started playing since my arrival here, so I'm still inexperienced.
What is this piece? It's a three-headed dog?
Just for the fun of it, I carved the hound piece. Chess is a game of war, pawns, knights, and castles, each side pushing their forces to the limits to take the life of the enemy's king. However, I found the absence of dogs to be strange. Hounds are an indispensable part of warfare. But it is nothing more than folly. I still play by all the normal rules of chess.
Isn't it difficult for you to find opponents here in the prison?
I always play correspondence chess.
Correspondence chess? Well, so you play chess through the mail?
Prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters, although they are subject to inspection. At the moment, I am waiting for my opponent's next move.
That is a boring game of chess. And actually, it probably lasts about as long as actual war.
So he plays chess with people outside of this prison. Do you know who was murdered?
It was Horace Knightley, a most unfortunate lad.
Your ears are sharp as ever.
They are all I can rely on.
As I thought, he has full knowledge of everything that goes on in this prison.
On second thought, he might be fortunate after all.
Fortunate? How so?
He committed a grave crime, but he was able to avoid punishment for it. An assassination attempt on the president. What a bold man.
Assassination attempt?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Didn't Mr. Knightley just...
He may have killed his own superior, but he never attempted to take the president's life. Are they trying to conceal the fact the assassination was staged by the president?
Whoa, 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 hold your horses. Knightley didn't attack the president, but Uncle Ray was requested to defend him in court on charges of attempted assassination.
You didn't know either, Uncle Ray? So, they're trying to pin the whole thing on Mr. Knightley?
Now I see why the PIC is taking action.
Oh, so that's why they removed you from the case.
That pest guy was going to indict him on charges of attempted assassination. And in doing so, they would have twisted the truth.
I suspected it was a false charge. I heard about it from one of the guards, about Knightley. He kept desperately insisting I didn't assassinate anyone.
But the courts are supposed to bring the truth to light.
I may not be well versed in law, but I can say one thing for certain. Some of the prisoners here were convicted on false charges. That's the reality of it. Right, Anubis? Right, boy? Leaving the truth in the care of the court can be dangerous.
Leaving the truth in the care of the court is dangerous. I am feeling some wild guilt pangs right now. There was someone who said the exact same thing before. That investigator from Interpol who doesn't trust prosecutors.
You're not twisting the truth behind these closed courtroom doors too, are you? Fueled by those ideas, is it any wonder that court produces nothing but falsities and lies? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving.
I doubt his distrust has cleared up completely.
You feel the same way, don't you, Anubis? The truth of the courts and Mr. Edgeworth's reasoning both can't be trusted, right? Is it nothing to be upset about? Wait, it is nothing to be upset about, rather. You're not the only one who suspects me.
Yesterday, the other prosecutor and that judge came here too. They brought the warden along. How they despise me.
Oh, it must have been those two rude people from before.
Prosecutor DeBest and Judge Courtney.
They thoroughly inspected my room, but left without finding a thing. It seems they were searching for the murder weapon. 'Tis a shame. They searched the other prisoners' cells too, not just mine. Yet they were still unable to find anything. All that hard work was for naught.
Got a couple of elements that have made sense now, but a few other things that have not. This is quite a problem. What should we do?
Sawit's testimony alone won't hold up. In order to confront him, we'll need evidence.
Now, if my guests would be so kind as to leave, Red and Ubis, show them the way out.
Lovely. Does this mean what I think it means? Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth is not as easily shaken.
We shall meet again, Dogen.
It'd be a shame for our long-awaited reunion to end so soon. I'll be waiting.
March 28th, 1:12 p.m., prison hallway.
Now then, we still need to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, stop climbing on shit! She went all the way up there!
It's fine now, Kay. Come down from there. Where's Mr. Shield?
Beats me. He just took off running like death was after him. And it kind of was.
Good grief, that man.
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
We'll continue investigating. First, we should start by solving that one mystery. Knightley's body was found in a workroom inside the prison. However, he was supposed to be in the detention center's holding cell. How did he get to the prison under such tight security? Let's go investigate the holding cell at the detention center.
That was where Mr. Knightley was held, right? But what about Uncle Ray?
Let's just leave him be for now.
I thought we were supposed to be his assistants, though. Well, we can be his assistants and not be escorted. March 28th, 1:34 p.m., detention center hallway.
The victim's cell in the detention center was this way.
Let's check it out, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm trying to take a look at all the pictures that are just sitting around. Oh, truly just dreadful. Who?
What happened?
Oh, hello.
That's the warden, Miss Rowland. She must have come from behind that no entry sign.
So he still won't talk? Even after all the trouble you went through to get the evidence transferred from the precinct? That's right. I don't know how many times I've tried. I can't report back empty-handed. Okay, that assassin sure is one tough cookie, huh?
Did he just say assassin?
Oh my.
Pardon me, but were you talking about Surin Dogen just now?
Oh, eavesdropping, were you? You naughty boy.
Did you question him personally, Warden Rowland?
Not just him. I try to have a heart-to-heart with all the prisoners and suspects. To the frickin' foxes. Arms wide out. I once caught a fish this big. In my home, we're all family here. It's only fair I invite them to my warden's office.
The warden's office?
Oh, have you taken an interest in my room as well? It's just down this hallway, but outsiders are not allowed past this point.
Down the hallway. So around there?
It's such a lovely room. People do so enjoy being invited back there. Oh, I'm sure they do, Missy. I always show them their splendid view of my precious courtyard. Courtyard of this animal-filled prison? I'd sure love to see it. I'm delighted that you wanted to see it. However, I cannot invite you. What? You're not a child of our home. If you want to come to my room, you'll have to be convicted first.
Kay, don't do it! That's a rather high hurdle to clear.
Oh, goodness me, look at how long we've been talking. I was just about to feed Allie her lunch.
Ali?
She's my favorite little angel. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off to the courtyard. Toodaloo.
Is Ali the little ferret you have hung around your neck? I never got a chance to ask her about Dogen. Well, let's head over to Knightley's cell. Yes, let's see if we can find anything fun here.
March 28th, 1:43 p.m. Detention Center, holding cell.
This is the victim's cell.
When did Mr. Knightley arrive in here again?
It was after the president's welcoming ceremony on the night of March 25th. So when and how did he move over to the prison? There might be some evidence left that can answer that.
All right, let's get cracking, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's check the place. Let's see, so we got this stuff. What the hell? Oh, it's a mirror that's showing a camera.
The reflection in the mirror.
Yeah, it's a security camera. Great thieves' arch enemy. I guess they don't take too kindly to thieves here.
There's no reason for a detention center to be kind to thieves. Guard, I would like you to check the footage of this security camera. If you find any problems, report to me at once.
Understood, sir. Good day. All right. So we got ourselves a bed.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Let's see. There's his vest. Or, you know, his suit coat thing.
It's Horace Knightley's suit.
According to the results of my investigation...
What did you find out?
A man who looks good in a suit leaves a more favorable impression with the ladies. Next time I'll investigate men who look good in frills.
Please don't bother.
Jeez. Quite the investigation. I see some, like, weird wearing in the floor.
Something seems off.
The floor here is clean. Was it mopped recently? So he might have been killed here.
Seems strange that only the area in front of the bed has been wiped clean.
Okay, what kind of ridiculous tabloids was he reading? This newspaper. It's missing a few pages.
They appear to be torn out.
Okay.
Why would someone tear out the pages from a newspaper?
Maybe they used it to clean the cell instead of a rag?
Clean the cell? It's quite possible.
Is he hiding anything underneath the pillow?
This looks like an uncomfortable bed to sleep in. But the pillow covers are clean, not a speck of dust on them.
Is this what the bed at Gummy's place looks like as well? Very, very likely.
No, if my hunch is correct, he has an old beat-up mattress lying around in his room.
No. Okay, so that's all that stuff. What's now? Maybe we can look at the window.
Windows with iron bars. There are no signs of tampering. It doesn't look like the criminal could have escaped through here.
What if these iron bars are removable? Let me inspect them, for future reference.
Okay, now's not the time for that. We're in the middle of investigation.
But I need to make sure that I can escape prison.
It's not as dirty as I thought it would be. And the toilet paper shows no sign of use. Looks like there are no problems with the toilet.
There's a huge problem.
What's the problem?
It's totally awkward having the toilet out in the open like that. We need to think more about the end user.
This facility wasn't designed with the spirit of service in mind.
No, it was more underneath the idea of, hey, you did it bad. Now learn your lesson.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Several books. There are a lot of books here. Oh, what's this? The Wonderful Warden of Ours. The Hound Whistler. The Animal Shack Redemption. Mr. Knightley, he was a surprisingly good person.
No, the detention center provides these books for the visitor's own edification. These books are supposed to help you grow as a human being. Prison Life for Dummies. Great. Does it have like an online tutorial as well? These books were written by model prisoners and former inmates.
Oh, here's a helpful book. The Great Escape in 80 Days, based on a true story. Oh, check this one out. Crime and Establishment. How to Make Money in Prison.
The problems with this detention center may run deeper than I thought.
So, is this supposed to be like the menu? It's a very weird and very fancy menu if it is. Mr. Edgeworth, is this a dining menu?
You can choose your daily meals in this detention center. However, unless you have the money, you won't be able to choose what you want to eat.
And in the end, the world revolves around money.
Yes.
Doesn't this mean that the rich won't have to reflect on their crimes?
Yes, well, those who come here haven't been declared guilty yet. There are a few good people who don't need to reflect. Probably.
Sounds like you're just making excuses for them, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good. Why should I have to come up with the excuse for the detention center?
Alright, looks like there are webs here, so great. This place has not been cleaned all that often, except for the floor. Ah, there's something on the desk.
Seems to be some kind of memo. Let me take a closer look.
Next move. Oh, hey, this. Okay, so you were playing chess with Mr. Man. Cool. Let's just examine.
This is chess notation, who was probably the victims.
What's chess notation?
It's a memo that records the position of the pieces of a chessboard. This is a good match. My next move would be pawn to... Oh, well, no, actually, before that...
Mr. Edgeworth, this is no time to be playing chess!
Oh, you're right. The positions of the chess pieces recorded in this memo. I feel like I've seen something similar somewhere else. I should take a closer look at the evidence I've collected.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, this entire thing lines up pretty handy with the chessboard here.
This chess notation. I've seen it before.
You're still thinking about the chess? Focus on the investigation. Focus.
Chess is quite important to this investigation. Okay, have a look at this.
Are these the chess pieces from Duggan's cell? I don't know much about the rules of chess.
The rules of chess are not important here. Look at the position of the chess pieces in this memo and the pieces in Duggan's cell. Do you notice anything?
I don't know anything about the difference in chess pieces. But if you flip the board around, the positions of the chess pieces are completely the same!
Yes, although the memo doesn't include the Cerberus chess piece. The position of the other chess pieces are identical.
What's going on here?
I always played correspondence chess. This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
What? Are you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley?
With this, we now have the evidence to link Dogen with the victim.
Oh, dear. So, alright. He knew him a little bit more intricately than we thought. So we know that bit of info. Anything else? I mean, we took a look at here. Any logic I can stitch together? Ooh, torn up newspaper. There doesn't be anything. Okay. Floor wiped clean. So you could use the newspaper to do that. That one seems pretty simple.
The floor here is clean. It was probably wiped down with something.
Did someone spill grape juice here?
I don't know exactly what was wiped away, but I can imagine what was used to wipe it. It's very likely it was this torn up newspaper.
Couldn't he have asked one of the guards if he could borrow a cleaning rag?
Perhaps it was something he didn't want the guard to see.
Like the blood?
Somebody get some luminol in here.
So, this is what our investigation turned up. Seems we found a major connection between the victim and Dogen.
Ah, this is terrible.
What happened?
The security camera recorded something terrible.
What? Can you let me see it?
Of course, sir. I have a portable playback device right here. That's convenient. And also, this is like 2011 game. Wow. Like, you have something to replay VHS tapes in 2011? That's insane.
Then let me see it right away.
Ooh. Almost FMV. Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. That almost looked like someone slashed his throat. This black thing has got to be that doggy, right?
Up until this point, I thought the murder took place inside the prison. But it appears I was mistaken. The place where Knightley was attacked was...
in the holding cells.
It was the detention center. And furthermore, he was attacked by Dogen's dog. This is the decisive evidence.
It was very, very flimsy and very dusty evidence, that's for sure. Like, it was hard to make out anything in there.
If Knightley was killed in this room, then this piece of evidence we found in the cell takes on a new meaning. Which piece of evidence takes on a new meaning if the murder occurred in the holding cell?
Evidence takes on new meaning. Well, we know if the murder took place in the holding cell, the thing that takes on new meaning, would it be the wiped floor, maybe? Or are we talking like way behind, like the bloodstained sheet? Or not. I'm just gonna try some stuff. Maybe the rope here. Was it used to tie the victim? I guess the victim would have been tied. So that would... I'm gonna check.
Yes, the meaning of this evidence...
Mr. Edgeworth? Why have you gone quiet all of a sudden? Shit.
It's nothing. I'm overthinking this. If Knightley was killed in this room, then this piece of evidence we found in the cell takes on a new meaning.
In the hold... Oh, right. We're... Oopsies. I was trying to find evidence in the holding cell. The wiped floor, then. Crap.
For some reason, someone wiped the floor clean. It's possible they were wiping away bloodstains.
Well, there's me thinking way too far ahead.
Thank you for your hard work. While I have your attention, may I ask for one more favor?
What would that be?
There should be a detective by the name of Dick Gumshoe in the detention center or the prison. I would like you to give him a message. Tell him to check this room for traces of blood and give the results to me.
Yes, sir. Neato. This should corner that old coot.
No, not yet. We still don't know how Knightley and the dog moved from here to the prison.
That is a good freaking question. I don't think the dog has the ability to tie knots. That's true, but once we figure that out, where should we check out next, Mr. Edgeworth?
The guards here might know something about the murder. Let's see if we can learn any new details from them.
Okay, starting to prod guards. March 28th, 2:15 p.m., Detention Center, hallway. Alright, let's continue our... Hey! Good to see you're back. No, sorry to intrude. How you been? Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor and the little lady. Fancy meeting you here.
This man is Shi Long Lang, an Interpol agent. About 2 weeks ago, he was in charge of investigating one of my cases. I would have thought he'd returned to his native country of Zhengfa by now. Agent Lang, what brings you here?
Some board work. Nothing you need to know about. Or it's an Interpol case. On top of a black dog, we meet a black wolf.
Ah, you came alone today, Agent Lang?
Usually, he'd have a huge police force with him.
Mr. Prosecutor, seems you've been busy there past few days.
Oh, these past few days. Is he referring to that incident with the Zhengfa president? I would have thought you'd be involved in his security too.
Our president doesn't even trust his own country's police force. Look at the results of hiring a private security company. It's laughable.
Agent Lang doesn't trust prosecutors or the courts. That's why he brings along a large force of capable policemen to thoroughly investigate the crime scene. Yes, if you and your subordinates had been there, the results might have been different.
My subordinates, huh? They're no longer with me.
They're not with you?
Funny. Looks like I'm a real lone wolf now.
Agent Lang, just what happened exactly?
Didn't I tell you? It's nothing you need to know about. Well, be seeing you, Mr. Prosecutor.
Are they trying to demote him too? Boy, we have got to really take down these POCs. Or was that the acronym? God damn it, I forget. Oh well. Mr. Lang! I wonder what happened.
Yes, it troubles me too, but there's nothing we can do about it for now. Okay, let's continue with our own investigation.
I got it. First, let's ask those guards a few questions. Well, first, let's take a look around here, because there's some fun things. There's some handcuffs on the wall. Don't need to go up there. Let's look at the trophy case.
A bunch of trophies are lined up here.
I'd like to hand out one of these trophies sometime.
What kind of person would receive a trophy from a great thief?
Obviously, the rope escape champion. But if they actually held a contest, I'd be the champion.
Where would you hold such a contest?
Don't know if there's anything else to be inspecting around here. Unless I can... No, I can't look at the pictures. Can't even recognize what the heck those pictures are. Alright. Anyway, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. This is a difficult case.
What's wrong? Is something troubling you?
Sir, one of my uniforms has gone missing. But I'm certain that I placed it in the locker. Maybe the uniform grew legs and walked off somewhere?
What kind of logic is that?
In any case, I wish you the best in your search. I'll be rooting for you. Yes, thank you for your support. Uniform missing. Okay. How about you?
You there? Have you seen a black dog around here?
Of course not. If I had actually seen it, I wouldn't be standing around here so carefree. Did something happen with that doggy?
Okay, let's not press this matter any further. So Dogen's dog didn't come by the detention center.
Oh, there you are. Ooh. Oh, hello, friend.
Mr. Shield, where did you go?
Dog! That's a very good explanation. Anyway. Well, indeed. I've been searching for you guys the whole time. Walking all around this prison is hard work, you know. That's strange. Seeing as you came from the opposite direction. I got some new information. You want to hear it? Do you?
You sure changed the subject quickly.
My pride. I heard a little something from the gods. Seems Knightley caused a bit of an incident 2 days ago.
An incident?
You know how Simon said he came to visit Knightley, right? After the visit, when Knightley returned to his cell, naturally, a god escorted Knightley back to his cell. While the god was unlocking his handcuffs, all of a sudden, Knightley struck the god and knocked him out. Holy shit. Why? Seems he was going to attempt a jailbreak. Oh, cool. Great. By the time the other guards arrived, the key to his cell had disappeared.
But there's been no reports of Knightley's jailbreak attempt 2 days ago.
Exactly. Strange, isn't it? Right up until his death, he was still in his cell. What's more, Knightley claimed he never stole the key in the first place. In fact, they searched his cell, and the key was nowhere to be found.
Did the guard who was struck have anything to say?
No one knows. He was taken to the hospital while he was still unconscious. He's still there now, it seems.
Oh, good. Are we gonna go visit the hospital?
Well, hopefully we don't run into Mr. Hottie.
So in the end, we still don't know what happened.
Right. Keys to his cell were stolen. Current location unknown.
It's you! Oh, that voice?
Oh, you bastards. Hello. What are you still doing hanging around here? Well, you see, this is my assistant. Are you here to object to our investigation and make me into a laughingstock? Sebastian, I believe obstruct is the word you're looking for.
In a way, I think his expression was apt.
A pleasure meeting you again. Judge Courtney, I am. I know. You are Simon Keyes, defense attorney, are you not? Well then, let's skip the formalities and celebrate our happy reunion with a hug. One of these days, you're gonna hug the wrong person. This might be that day.
Oh, maybe not.
Incidentally, I heard you mentioned an assistant a moment ago. Yeah, we're assistants at the Edgeworth Law Office. Prosecutors are civil servants. To open a side business is to betray the goddess of law.
As long as profit is not our objective, there shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah, that's it. Miles here's a volunteer worker. The purpose of my office isn't to make money. We're pro bono. What a wonderful heart you have, defending others without demanding payment. I do have an amazing charitable heart.
More importantly, I'd like you to explain your reasons for arresting Simon Keyes.
There's no need to... Is that a challenge against me?
No, I was speaking with Judge Courtney.
I guess it can't be helped. If you want to take on the best, you will fall like the rest.
I haven't said anything yet, but this is convenient. Then I will hear you out. What were your reasons for arresting Mr. Keyes?
I see no need to inform you, Sebastian. Just watch, Justine. Watch as I run around in circles against this useless prosecutor.
I think you mean run circles around me.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Prepare yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. Boy, this should be pretty easy. Lackluster rookie. So you want to know my reason for arresting that man? The answer is simple. Yes, we found traces of that guy over there. How's that? Perfectly simple, perfectly decisive, right? Of course, I was the first to notice it because I'm the best.
How am I supposed to go about pressing that?
How's that? Got nothing to say? Speechless in my presence?
Oh, this guy sure talks a lot and basically says nothing. So you're the one who arrested Mr. Keyes, I take it. Mr. DeBest, do you have the right to do such a thing?
Well, obviously, it was the police who carried out the arrest. But since it was unclear it was under my direction, rather. Shouldn't it also count as my arrest?
As I expected. It'd be difficult to deal with both of them at the same time, however. Her silence is troubling me. Just what is she thinking?
Oh, she's scheming something. You know it. Alright. So before I whittle this person down, again, safety net. And let's continue. Imprisoned turnabout. Still in the middle of it. Want to know the reason for arresting the man? I guess I'll push him.
Let's get one thing clear. You do not know who you arrested, right?
What? Do you take me for a fool?
The one I arrested was Simon Keys, no doubt about it.
I expected he'd at least understand that much.
Obviously, we had a fatal reason for arresting Simon.
Really, that's quite a surprise. So, what is this fatal reason for the arrest?
Are you attempting to lure information out of me through flattery? A good strategy, but I'm afraid it won't work on me. We have found vital evidence implicating Simon Keys. That's what Sebastian was trying to say. Yes, so because of this vital evidence, I had Simon arrested. The answer is simple. Yes, we found traces of that guy over there.
That guy over there.
That's certainly vague. That's what I was thinking. It's just like, what guy, where? I can't see where you're pointing. Jackass. Well, don't they say the best hears one thing and understands 10?
You're just being lazy. Explain it more clearly.
Sebastian, if it's all right with you, would you please explain it to them in more detail? I'm sure that everyone wants to hear what you have to say.
No, I don't want to hear his voice anymore.
All right, if you insist, Justine. We discovered that. For fuck's sake! Perhaps you didn't know, but the victim carried a chessboard with him. From it, we found that suspect guy's, Simon Keys' fingerprints. Well done, Sebastian. I bless you on behalf of the Goddess of Law. Please amend your testimony. Are you all right with that, Prosecutor Ashworth?
Yes. I hate this, this freaking smarmy-ass music. I want it to stop.
The victim carried a chessboard. From it, we found Simon Keys' fingerprints. Well, that's obvious, considering he brought it, but...
Surely it wasn't you who discovered the fingerprints.
Hey, I'm just a prosecutor, aren't I? I leave that stuff to the forensics team.
These fingerprints could be a problem, but wasn't the chessboard originally... Maybe I should take another look at the evidence.
Oh, I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Perfectly simple, pretty decisive. Shut your mouth.
The victim carried a chessboard from it. Simon Case. Does the chessboard have that information on it? Portable folding chessboard. Belonged to Knightley. Simon brought it to him at his request. That was pretty easy.
Fingerprints found on the chessboard. Is that the ace up your sleeve?
Ace in my sleeve? Oh, ace up my sleeve. Yes, the methods I use are always the best. This ace is my trump card.
Well then, allow me to show you that it is not, in fact, a trump card at all. Simon Keys was the one who sent this chessboard to the victim in the first place. So it's only natural some of his prints would be left on it. That took way too long.
Jesus, he is so slow.
These fingerprints are hardly decisive evidence. Perhaps your arrest was a little too rash.
Rash?
To begin with, this incident occurred in the detention center and the prison. To suspect Simon just because he isn't a prisoner or a guard is a little unreasonable.
What? What's with him all of a sudden?
Well, I finally get what you're trying to say. Boy, it is so nice to finally have somebody in the room that's slower than me. Rash, you mean you were too quick to arrest the guy, right?
He was stuck on that!
Sure, I was the first to lay eyes on him, and I was the first to notice the evidence. That was even faster. But I am not rash. Sure, Simon Keys isn't a guard or a prisoner, but... Sebastian.
Judge Courtney?
What are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that. Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the suspect are very interesting. However, Shouldn't you get to the best part first? The best part? Why don't you tell them about your wonderful reasoning regarding the murder weapon? Good one, Justine. Nice suggestion. Mr. Edgeworth, listen to my first-rate reasoning.
Jeez, so I see where most of the brain is in this relationship. Okay.
Will the reasoning explain why you arrested Mr. Keys?
I'm sure it will meet your expectations.
Judge Courtney just changed the flow of the conversation. Just what is she planning?
I don't like talking through mouthpieces, so...
It's obvious the murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, the person maintains strict control over potentially lethal items. So, that's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from the outside. Yes, it was hidden inside that chessboard. And since only the victim and the suspect's fingerprints were found on the chessboard, isn't it obvious who brought and used the murder weapon?
At least it's clear that his last testimony...
It's the best reasoning you can get from Prosecutor the Best. How do you like that?
Now he's mixing up the best with his own name.
But couldn't someone really hide a weapon inside a gift sent to a prisoner?
You'll find a good place if you examine the inside of the chessboard.
Okay, what the heck's inside it? Okay, cool. What do we got? Okay, it's a set of chess, but it looks like there isn't a whole lot of room in here. Are you saying this man was killed by a chess piece?
As I thought, there are only chess pieces inside.
Wow, what an annoying laugh.
Inside the chessboard, huh? Perhaps I should examine it a bit further.
Okay. Is there a hidden compartment? These are chess pieces, right? I saw something similar in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah, but these pieces here are black and white.
Those are the correct colors. My pieces were custom made.
Custom made? That sounds like treasure to me.
Her eyes are sparkling. Does she intend to steal it? No more visits to my damn office.
Okay, hidden compartment maybe? Oh, fuck me.
This is... The top panel is removable.
It's quite deep.
Yes, there's more than enough room to hide a small knife.
Understand now, this is how the culprit smuggled in the... What's with the... I wasn't even finished!
Mr. DeBest, there is something you have forgotten. There's a gate at the entrance of the detention center.
Well, there is, but... He means the security gate with the metal detectors, Sebastian. We had to pass through the same check when we entered the prison, remember? Yeah, that's it. I remember now.
It looks like he completely forgot. It would be impossible to smuggle a sharp metal object into the detention center. Therefore, your reasoning never held even from the very beginning.
Well, what if it's not metal? That's the thing. Meh.
That gate is only used on people. In other words, packages sent to the detention center undergo a simpler check.
So they don't use a metal detector for that?
This never should have happened. It seems the guards were too careless.
Well, great. Alright, well then the question is, where is the smoking gun? Hey? You want to arrest somebody without the smoking gun? So to speak?
Right, Justine. Thanks for the assist. You're welcome. Now then, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your cross-examination, if you please.
Cross-examination? It's as if we were in the courtroom. Very well, his reasoning. Let's see how long it'll hold up under pressure.
Under pressure. No. Okay, saving real quick. Sharp metal object. Oh. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of little inconsistencies involved with this murder, like the bumps on the head. Like, when did that happen? Right, press. A sharp metal object. Do you have proof of that?
Didn't you say the victim's wounds? Wound worthless, Prosecutor? The fatal blow was a stab to the throat. And a knife perfectly matches up with that. There can be no other explanation.
Seems they don't know about that piece of information yet.
Well, nothing to say? Speechless, aren't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Right, next. There is plenty more to my reasoning. However, the prisoner maintained strict control, over potentially lethal items.
Even with the strict control, there was still some items that could be used, right?
Well, yeah. Things like grooming scissors. Of course, there's more to this, right, Sebastian? Exactly! At the time of the incident, only one was being borrowed. However, there was no reaction when we tested it for blood.
Those would be the scissors Mr. Sawwit was practicing with.
So the inside of the prison was completely clear of sharp implements. So, that's why I've reasoned that the murder weapon was brought in from the outside.
Can you be more specific about where it came from?
Of course I can! It didn't come from inside the prison.
Is he trying to sound smart?
Simon Keyes brought it in. That's what we meant. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you even figure that much out? I'm disappointed in you.
And you've disappointed me from the start.
So Simon brought the murder weapon, but how, you ask? Yes, it was hidden inside that chessboard.
No weapon was found at the crime scene, not even inside the chessboard. So where did the murder weapon disappear to? I'd like to hear your answer to that.
After the crime, the culprit must have hidden it somewhere in the prison.
Is there a problem with that statement Dabas just made?
I guess there really isn't much of a problem, because, yeah, I could have hidden it, but then again, haven't we swept this damn place yet?
The murder weapon is hidden inside the prison? I don't think so. It's clear from this piece of evidence.
What shows that the murder weapon can't be inside this prison? Oh, that's a good question. Am I right in assuming this? Crap. The murder weapon can't be inside the... Bracelet. At the time of the incident, it was broken, did not respond as dust sensor. What's the proof that... I'm not entirely sure if there is actually a right answer when it comes to this part. Did it have something to do with the floor plans? Hold on a second. Well, the prison is over there. Right. Passageway, detention center, warden's office. Interesting. Maybe something to do with any of these things. Oh, wait, what shows the murder weapon can't be inside the prison? Ah, wait, I know. It's because it would have set off some kind of a security gate, eh? Dude, what? That's your proof?
Indeed, this makes it clear.
Oh, wait, did I screw myself up there?
Sebastian, that doesn't prove a thing.
I knew it. Shit. God, that wasn't right after all.
Well then, if you have proof, then hurry up and show us.
Okay, no, wait. I'm trying to prove that it was not inside the prison. And it's not allowing me to turn around and just be like, I changed my mind, so this has got to be the right... I got to be on track with this. Okay, no, we're trying to prove that it couldn't be inside, not outside. got a little screwy there. Key to Knightley's cell was still probably nothing to do with that. Or the stolen uniform. White floor, security footage, no. Not Knightley's memo, that wouldn't be it. The investigation. Mr. Badass and Warden Rowan searched the entire prison but did not find the murder weapon. Holy crap, that was a lot easier than I made it out to be. Whoopsies. Have you completely forgotten your own actions? You, along with Warden Roland, conducted a search of the prison. But you did not find the murder weapon, right? Ouch, jeez. We must have overlooked something. This guy just completely contradicted himself. You carried out such a sloppy investigation. I'm amazed that you call yourself the best. Are you mocking me? Oh dear. Sebastian. Please calm yourself. Don't get caught up in the opponent's pace. I'm fine, Justine. Did you really think the best prosecutor would be shaken by some miles behind him? I wish he'd stop messing around with other people's names. In that case, Kay Faraday is far, far ahead. Go home. Please go home. Kay, don't you get caught up in this too? Yes, if my best investigation didn't find anything, then there must not have been a single weapon in the prison. In that case, there's only one possibility. The criminal must have taken the murder weapon with him when he left the prison. So it's only natural we didn't find it there, yeah. There was no way the culprits could have brought the weapon out of the prison. And this piece of evidence shows that, yeah, again. A little bit fast in the draw. Have you completely forgotten your own testimony? That's twice you've insulted me. Oh, it seems you remember what I said earlier. But you do well to remember further than that. What is that? This guy, he really doesn't remember anything. It seems that way. The detention center and the prison are equipped with security gates. Anyone leaving must pass through these gates. Gates equipped with metal detectors. That's what you... Looks like he remembers now. Yes, there's no way someone could have brought the murder weapon through those gates. And so the criminal could not have taken it out of the prison either. So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know where this murder weapon went to? Perhaps the weapon is still inside the prison? But we couldn't find it anywhere in the prison! The reason you didn't find it is because you believed it to be a sharp metal object. We saw the very moment when Mr. Knightley was attacked, after all. If you can say that much, then perhaps you could enlighten us. What would you say is the murder weapon in this case? From this piece of evidence, the murder weapon of this case becomes obvious. The security footage. Here is footage from a security camera. It shows one of the cells in the detention center. See it with your own eyes. A convenient little VCR. I've never even seen technology that plays VCRs on the go. Probably exists, but I don't know. Dang. I wonder if there's like a very specific thing that you can see in the mirror. What? It can't be! This tape clearly shows the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. I believe this is sufficient proof, wouldn't you say? Indeed. This is vital evidence. Horace Knightley was killed in the detention center by that dog. After that, the body was moved to the prison workroom. Our witness claims to have seen a dog in the workroom when the body was found. Of course, a dog couldn't have planned this crime on his own. However, there is someone who could have. That's enough.
Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Judge Courtney.
It's true this camera footage is vital evidence. However, there is something else you must prove. Actually, you've already noticed it, haven't you?
It's just as she says. There is still a huge flaw in my reasoning.
If that black dog is a prisoner's pet, how was it able to move between the detention center and prison?
What would we do, mister? What the heck was him freaking out about? Just be like, oh yeah, he finally had his bells and whistles finally start moving.
I still don't know how the dog managed to move from one place to the other.
I knew it.
What? You're one to talk. You don't know either.
If you do not solve this mystery, I'm afraid I cannot accept your logic. If this was a real courtroom, I would call for a recess now.
Whoa, wait, I'm not finished yet.
Court has been adjourned. Leave at once.
This isn't a courtroom.
Well then, as I said, court is adjourned.
I can't prove my argument, but isn't it the same case with Mr. Keys?
Whatever do you mean?
Just as I don't know how the dog entered the detention center, you also don't know how Simon Keys entered the detention center and prison. Although he came to visit the victim, he was an outsider to the prison. Don't you think it would be difficult for him to commit a crime inside the prison? Judge Courtney, now the burden of proof lies with you. Show us evidence that Simon Keys entered the prison.
You want me to present evidence. I'm happy to oblige.
What? Does she really have evidence?
It's about time I told you. Now that I know the basis of your reasoning, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
What is she thinking?
It seems you don't even know Simon Keys' real occupation. He is a circus performer.
A circus performer?
Yes. Have you ever heard of the very big...
Oh no.
Circus? Oh!
But of course, yesterday was a day that I wouldn't have missed for the world.
Wouldn't have missed for the world? Did you have some kind of important meeting?
Oh, heavens no, I despise meetings. It was the animal show, of course.
Yeah.
It seems you've realized. On the day of the incident, the animal show was being performed at the prison. And the show was put on by the Very Big Circus.
So then,
do you mean Simon Keys entered the prison as a staff member of the animal show? That we know for a fact.
No! This woman, she's been concealing this fact the whole time! She only planned to reveal it after hearing my reasoning. Come to think of it.
What are you doing, Justine? Don't butt in like that. Pardon me, Sebastian. Yes, your words on the subject are very interesting. However, shouldn't you get to the best part first?
Mr. De Best was going to say it then, but she stopped him.
Well, how do you like that, worthless prosecutor?
You didn't do anything.
Well then, now it really is time for a recess. I'll end with some advice. I had already doubted your abilities as a prosecutor, which is why I relieved you of your authority. You'd best not forget that.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, it's the P, I see. I said POC before. Maybe I meant piece of shit.
The PIC can still take away your badge. If you value your badge, I'd advise you not to show your face before me again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of law is merciful, but that doesn't mean you can get away with everything. And one more thing, I must digress. I suggest you stop with this defense attorney act.
That's none of your concern. I don't intend to abandon a case I'm involved in so easily.
For defense attorneys, a relationship of mutual trust with their client is vital. It is very different from the way of the prosecutor. In any case, you didn't even know about your client's occupation. Well then, I must be going. May the blessing of the goddess of law be upon you.
Ah, scum suckers. Why don't you lower your hat like that?
Did Simon lie to us?
Seems he lied to Uncle Ray, too. This complicates matters. Why'd he do that? Hey, Miles, don't tell me you've got cold feet already. Courtney Pie is quite a handful, but giving up is still uncool. A defense attorney's career is to never give up. Remember, you're my assistant.
Of course I don't plan on giving up either. It's just... my theory that he could enter the prison no longer holds. It looks like we'll have to investigate once more.
To be continued. I will do that investigation the next time, because it is stretching on to like the 4th hour of me streaming. So I think we're going to save, and we are going to call it, and we'll be back next time to take a look at what other things we need to do. Oh yeah, we're going to be talking with you again. That should be fun. But this is very interesting. I'm just, the longer that I play this game, the madder I get that, you know, like Ace Attorney Investigations 2 didn't come out in the States. And all the more thankful I am about the fact that the patch came out by the community to make this game possible. It's very nice. But anyways, I'm excited for the next time, but I'm on limit out, especially since I haven't eaten any dinner today. I should probably do that. Either that or go to bed. Either or. But anyway, that will do for the stream. So thanks everybody who popped out into any of the streaming platforms, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, whichever one. I appreciate it very much. If you want to take a look at this episode after it's done, I am still trying to work out whether or not I'm going to be like saving like the VODs on YouTube. But regardless, I think I might take this on the chopping block, edit it down just a little bit, and then I'll upload it to YouTube once it's done. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Some of the games that I currently have on the docket. I think tomorrow I'm going to be playing Stardew Valley, because I've lined it up, but who knows? I don't know. I haven't heard much about the plans on, because I stream with Tech Whipley, and I haven't heard much about what his plans are, aside from it looks like it's a tentative yes. Then, what other things? Again, I've been playing Ace Attorney Investigations, Prosecutor's Path. Basically, I've just been doing an entire retrospective of the entirety of the series, since I have not really played much of any of them, but I have played everything from here on back, and Apollo Justice. I've played random roguelikes in the past. I have also random like VR type of streams. Those are fun. I think that'll just about do it. I need to go pee, because I've been drinking liquids the entire time I've been sitting here. So that'll do it. Thanks for coming out. See you next time.